So we're on session 193 of the Splitlanders. Looks like Glenn is up for scribing today. But since he is not here right now, I'm going to move him to the back. And Uslog, you would be next if you wanted.
God damn it. I'm fine taking it, but
You don't
I
have
wasn't
if you
supposed
don't
to be
want
the Monday. Oh, it's okay. I'm fine with it, but I was going to. I wasn't supposed to be the Monday journal, but I took it anyway, and I was like, oh well, maybe this will help out because I have been like doing both journals in like the same week for like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Or last like three times that I've scribed. So I was hoping to stagger it, but that's okay. That's
Well,
fine.
you can pass.
I'll just have a. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll do it.
Alright, so it's Uslog on
Damn it, Glenn.
scribe. Damn it, Glenn is right. I mean, if he was here, he'd probably be like, guys, I don't really want to do it because someone else
Yeah. Again, it's the funniest part.
Like, he
the
writes
bar
really
does
good
not
journals, but then, like, he never wants to do it. When he does do it, they're usually pretty good. But anyway, Eli is the previous scribe. You did post, right? I didn't even get a chance to check. Yeah. So as the previous scribe, do you want to walk us through the events of last time, please?
Sure. The 67th of spring, 8 a.m. Still at the damn tower. We try to sort priorities, again, still, forever. The short list of chaos is Shadow Lord Guyvok joins us, because nothing says fun like a road trip inviting a literal Shadow Lord. Glenn's sticky children remain kidnapped. Ugh, so many sticky fingerprints. Malon's bestie / worstie, Hadrian Collider still looms like a bad haircut you can't grow out. An Arden Relic is out there doing mysterious things. Cults, Shadow Children have fingers in every dark pie. Uslog shares the story of how the Sun Tooth got their name, an oral epic. Ancient red dragons, still somehow a possible ally list. Frozen portals to the north, or frozen portals to Nightweather. Estrella's entry point may be our best clue, but they're scattered, hidden, frozen, like my feelings. Then there's Malon's quest. A bar of gold, a bruised ego, a vendetta against pickpocketing children. I wish I was joking. He is indefinitely more competent girlfriend Diddy and Glenn go on this very important mission of child hunting. The moral lines blur almost immediately. Money is spent, time is wasted, and Glenn uncovers the rumors of a flock of bards. Yes, that's what I said. Enter Estevan, shadowy informant. Glenn and Malin wrangle info from him. A classic clandestine nonsense. Turns out a tiefling bard named Pikari Karas just got suspiciously wealthy. Malin tries to reach them at the bar, fails, of course. Then Glenn. Glenn guilt trips Malin about the worth of this now decrepit bar. From 100 to 85 pale coins. Uslog's name is dropped as leverage, somehow worked. Kind of. 5 more pale coins, and a sketchy note later. The bar's now worth 80, and this keeps getting worse. They break into Pikari's room. Diddy is mortified. I'd be more concerned, but I'm busy being embarrassed for everyone involved. Inside, 1 tiefling, 2 shadow elves, and 1 monologue from Malin, and then kidnapping. Actual kidnapping. Pikari claims innocence. Glenn doesn't buy it. Malin throws his avatar of Surtur clout like a bad poker hand. They threaten the trio. The trio tries to flee. Glenn demands a performance. Turns out, they're fans of Glenn. They return the bar because of his fame. Let me repeat. Glenn's celebrity got us the bar back. We will never, ever hear the end of this. The look on his face, smug enough to smother a city. Meanwhile, Devario of the Midnight Pyre, Silent Circle Division, approaches Glenn at the show he put on. wants to franchise shadow agents with Glenn as their instructor. This world is falling apart. The 68th of spring. We leave the tower, escorting the Suntooth clan back to Gaian. We nearly get murdered by our own tower patrons. You vanish for a while and suddenly you're a ghost story. Typical. The wizard asks us to keep an eye out for someone called the Hollow Hand. Sounds pleasant. Freya asked about some old tomes, searching for info on the Shadow Lords, night weather, and what lies beyond. The only real lead so far, the Rune Masters. Ancient, cryptic, promising? The Suntooth bask in the sun like content lizards, and Uslag and Estrella want to scout possible settlement locations, or sites. Boulderbottom offers to help with research, surprisingly helpful for a man of few words. Then Diddy, bless her heart, brings up the kids again. Glenn suggests information gathering. It all hinges on where the kids are. Uslag drops the name Blackwater and the sister connected to their disappearance. Estrella knows her. Lorena Blackwater. Politically sharp and uncomfortably slippery. Diddy suggests we talk to her. Malin naturally wants to burn everything down. Glenn wants to send Diddy undercover. Malin is hesitant, probably because he knows she'll be better at it than him. We start informing plans. Intrigue, infiltration, whispers in the dark. I suggest involving the Silent Circle as backup. If we're doing subterfuge, we might as well do it well. Malin then brings up the Warforged with the crystal lodged in him. This seems relevant somehow. And of course, the Avonhearts. Giant's power players. Loom large. Estrella thinks we should align with them. Simple on paper. In reality, it's like trying to hug a hurricane. 69th day of spring, we prepare for the capital. Spies with Diddy and Leroux. Then, surprise, Estrella teleports us to Pona instead. 2 weeks away from the capital, unexpected but efficient, gives us time to breathe, train, and plot. The first of summer. At the gates, Glenn introduces us using the most absurd aliases imaginable. Mike Hunt, Bill Twat, Luna, Glenda, and John. A little coin, a lot of confusion, but we're in. We're a few steps closer to something. Kids, cults, portals, Blackwater, dragon, Silent Circle, gold bars. At least I've got my blade and a front row seat to the madness.
All right, thank you for the recap. I'll give you an inspiration point for the very in-depth storytelling.
Spectacular as always.
The only note, Silent Circle is not part of the Midnight Pyre. The Silent Circle is the Thieves Guild in the Shadowfell. Midnight Pyre is the rebellion, basically. It's kind of like a private organization that is both not allied with the government and also against the cultists, who are also not part of the government, as far as you know. But anyway,
Fix it.
yeah, we are in the city. I believe it was pretty late at night. Oh no, it was morning. It was morning? I thought we went in at
We
night.
arrived at night.
Night.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
That was very important.
So we'll say it's 8 p.m. So yeah, we have entered the city. Pretty much everything is closed. There are guards walking around with, torches and lights, kind of keeping an eye on things. What do you want to do?
Uslug's keeping her hood up of her cloak for now, and just trying to remain
Probably
inconspicuous.
Yeah, we probably should just
Um, Should we seek out the guild of the foxgloves that Shock set up while we were gone?
Oh, we have that set up?
Well, I know he was planning on it,
Sure.
and
Now,
they
I
might set us up.
believe last time, was it already built?
So
forget.
I actually had forgot about it, but you reminded me about it. Last session, you said Shock was working on building or getting the foxglove.
I don't
guild
have it
set up
marked on the
here.
map, so I'm guessing it wasn't built last time you were here. So that was a while ago.
No, it definitely wasn't, but it's been a long time. Yeah.
All
The
right.
last time we got back from the Shadowfell. We pretty much went directly to Tyrannus with Shock and Melody. He went his own way, and then we've done the whole thing since then.
Yeah.
A lot of time passing. So, okay, well, if it's not set up, then that's fine. I, out of
Well,
character,
you
thought that
are
it was.
not sure if it's set up or not.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. I don't know. That's all she says.
Well, okay,
Maybe
we
we'll
can
bump
check
into him.
out in the morning.
Okay.
Let's just instead
We'll
of
find a
bustling in
tavern.
the dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get some inconspicuous lodging for the night.
All right. So you get some lodging. Let me just roll some stuff. Alright, so you track down an inn nearby. Being it is in the kind of middle of the city, it is a bit expensive. It's 7 gold pieces a night.
I mean, I think we're good for that.
So go ahead.
We're not
and-
rich as we were on the other plane, but
We're still rolling in it, guys. We
yeah,
can't
we
buy
do have
like
some.
legendary stuff left and right, but
Alright, so just make sure you all spend your 7 gold pieces to pay for the evening.
Probably coming out of the bag of holding for some of us.
yes. The answer is yes.
Okay. Okay? So everyone.
Yes.
Zooslog just paying the tab.
It's not my money. I don't.
Yeah, you just be your
You
whole-
all. Yeah. I'm not the banker. I mean, I'm sort of the banker, but I'm not the one who determines how it's spent. Okay. Let's see.
Zooslog, sugar mommy of the Splitlanders. Just pays for everything.
How many of them?
So that would
5 of
be...
us.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the NPCs. They'll pay for their own rooms. They're not cheap. So yeah, with 5 of you, that would be 35 gold pieces. Alright, so you get your rooms, which are actually much fancier than you are used to. Not as fancy as the guest house that you were staying in back in the Shadowfell, but still pretty fancy. You basically take over one of the upper levels of the inn. As there's a bunch of rooms nearby each other that you can get. Excuse me. The evening would pass without issue, so you can go ahead and long rest if you need it. It is now the the 1st of summer. Or wait, did I go too far in spring?
No, I remember we had this conversation when we entered in.
It should be
the
the-
summer.
Yeah, it should be the 2nd of summer.
Yeah. So it should be the 2nd of summer. 'Cause, yeah, there's only
like
18
I
days.
guess during the evening, that's when maybe Uslag would have shared a little bit about what she, kind of like what she knows about the city and a little bit of what her other group had gotten up to last time. I posted in like roleplay, but just so that there's no surprises
Gotcha.
or anything. Yep. So she
Alright.
shared that.
Yeah, so you did a little RP during the maybe evening.
Yeah, probably some of it on the road to Tyrannus as well, but
Alright, so it is the next day. You all enjoy a lovely breakfast down in the eatery. Served some eggs, maybe some coffee. What do you want to do? Doesn't seem like people know you as much here, as you're not approached by groups of people like you are in some of the other places where the party's more well known.
Someone leashed Glenn down because he was going to try to change that. I mean, we could check out that guild, see if that was set up.
we can track them down.
Did you front them money or something, or like?
Well, Shock and I go way back to Char. So
So there's no
he's
shot that they just ran off with the money and,
no. Shock is a solid guy.
Okay.
Wouldn't do that. So tracking someone down in a city is not really my forte, but I'm sure we could figure out if there's a guild hall of the Foxgloves or Splitlanders.
You're definitely
I
getting
don't know.
some looks by the other patrons, as most of these are rich merchants or maybe
Oh.
servants of nobles. You guys stand out with your fully armored group, with
Oh, yeah.
your very exotic looking like symbols on your armors and magical
Uslog's goth cloak.
Yeah, goth cloak, magical symbols that don't look anything like any of the other styles in the city that you've seen. No one's approached you, but yeah.
I guess
Also, it is very windy here, so hopefully I don't lose power, but it's definitely a possibility.
I guess I'll go ask the barkeeper. Like, hi, we're some mercenaries coming into town and wondering if we were looking for work with the Foxglove Hall or
This is
guild,
morning,
I guess.
friend. This is Foxgloves. Foxgloves.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell. Is this some sort of new mercenary group? He says, kind of cleaning out a coffee cup.
Yeah, it's probably still being built, but it has a branch in Char, and they're looking to expand here, and they need some people. So it may be under the name. Oh, I don't want to drop the name Splitlanders. No, just gonna stick with. Yeah, it's led by a guy named Shock.
Shock.
I don't know. No new guilds being built in the city or anything.
As well, there are a couple of the bigger ones. Hasley's Avengers as a adventuring guild. Newest one that's come a couple of months ago. Splitlander Hall. I don't know if
Maybe we'll
that's
check
the
that one out instead.
nods and says,
just try
well,
to keep it going.
yeah, I've heard good things about him. I got a couple of pretty reliable specialists working there. I think they contract with the Phoenix Guild, which is pretty impressive for how young they are.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
That's,
I think
that
that
is
one's
quite
worth
impressive.
checking out.
Says
Thanks for the
you,
information.
You definitely look like you're some kind of adventurer looking for some work in the city. Got some rats in the basement if you want to help me clear them out.
I just shoot him a look. I just shoot him a look.
Uslog
You gotta start somewhere,
straight face.
he says.
He's like,
Or what did you say?
I'm not saying anything. I just shoot him a look.
Those rats being summoned by some evil druid or something that we
Says,
need
no,
to-
it's being summoned by a wedge of cheese my goddamn waiter won't get rid of.
Maybe she's the druid. Yeah.
Says no
Anyway,
druids as far as I know. But there's a shiny 2 gold in it for you if you can clear them all out. Save me some time.
I think that's a little bit below our pay grade, but I hope that you find some young upstarts that are looking for some gold to help you out with that.
He laughs. He says, "You're pretty young, aren't you? You don't strike me as being older than 22."
Well, you're only as old as you feel, so yeah.
You definitely got the look of someone who's seen some stuff. Well, good luck to you, adventurer.
Got the gray hairs too.
Yeah. Maybe, hopefully the Splitlanders take you in.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Get up and leave.
All right. Well, if you could just point us in the direction, I'll leave you to it. But thank you.
Says, yeah, you just, if you go north, past Avonheart Keep, it's like it's the old, library that they repurposed. Pretty large building. Guess, Splitlanders did pretty good for themselves out west, so, yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Oh,
Right near
hard
the
to miss.
park.
Okay. Thanks. Hope you get help with those rats.
Says, yeah,
I don't
tell
say
me
anything.
about
I
it.
don't even think. I just leave. I'm out.
Alright, so what
Alright,
do you
let's-
want to do?
Is that our first order of business? Yeah. Sounds promising.
I mean, out of character, probably not, but we're stalling for time here.
Yeah,
Let's see this
exactly. I'm
message
like, well,
here.
let's see what Glenn wants to do, but you know, he's off doing something. So
Boulder Bottom says, so we clearing out some rats then? He gives you a wink.
oh no.
It's too bad. It's good honest work cleaning out a basement. Reminds me of my
Wait,
youth.
if you want, why don't you go do that? All right. I'm a little I'm still moody from like yesterday, and I'm not happy with this guy.
So,
So
our rats beneath the great Surtur, he says, giving you a wink. Something for you to destroy, isn't it? You can show those rats the fury of your god. He's
definitely irritated.
He chuckles and takes a swig of his morning ale. Says, all right, in all seriousness, is that our next move? Finding these the Splitlander Hall?
Sounds like we should at least check in since Uslog has an ally here.
They're in like
Connected
they're already
yeah.
working with the Phoenix Guild, which is
Yeah.
like,
Which they would be familiar with our group anyway. We've spent some time researching there last time, so not unfamiliar with them. So let's go. Let's just do this.
All right, so you head out into the streets, going north through the city. It is a lovely summer day. A very warm breeze blows past. Feels good on the skin, especially being in the Shadowfell, cold and dark for the past several weeks. But as you get through the park area, you do see the large building to the north of you with the name of your group in large letters.
I go, it's like, wow, did a good job. I can't say anything.
Wow.
There's a couple of people outside sitting on one of the steps there talking. Looks like maybe some kids. And yeah, there's a door entering the building. Definitely looks like an old library. So you could understand why it was a converted building. What do you want to do? Also, welcome, Glenn.
Yeah, let's just enter.
Alright, so you walk past everyone into the main hall. There is, looks like a younger man, probably in his maybe late teens, early 20s. He smiles as you approach and says, welcome to Splitlanders Hall. Are you recruits? Look pretty well armed. Also, a warforged.
In a sense.
Says, haven't seen a warforged around in a long time.
Is Shock around?
Says, oh, you know Shock?
She owns
Yes.
the place. I just go in at point two slog and say she owns the place.
He kind of gives you a look. He says,
Just old
I'm pretty
friends.
sure Shock owns the place, but who are you?
Tell him. Oh shoot. I looked at. I looked at Glenn. Am I Luna?
We're in our own hall.
Okay. When to drop the act? Okay. Uslog.
Says,
That stays here.
Yes, I definitely know who you are. Yeah, let me go get Shock. He'll probably be happy to see you. He says, and welcome to your guild hall. Is this the first time you've come here?
Yeah. This is pretty crazy.
It's lovely to have you. He walks away, going kind of, you assume it's kind of the to the dormitory area. A moment later, he would return with a familiar face. Shock steps forward with a big smile and says, Uslog, you're here. giving you going in to give you a hug if you'll let him. So he hugs you, once again smiling, and says, "It's been so long. I'm glad to see you're all right. Not the maybe a little worse for wear. You've got some new scars, I see."
Yep, as usual.
He says, "And
You look like you've been busy.
oh, you like it?" He smiles. He says, "The fame you brought us and a lot of the money that you all gave to me to hold on to helped pay for it." He says some items that were sent for sale by some of your people that, well, I guess you weren't here to collect them, so I had to do something with them, and I thought it would be good to help us secure a more prominent location. I hope I didn't take too many liberties. I just assumed you would want a bigger hall for the guild.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't here. You did, looks like you did.
He says,
Fine.
but it's been very popular. We've been getting a lot of work. There's been some troubles up north. Apparently some new structure appeared. Some underground rune. Night Spire, I believe they're calling it. We've been sending some people to look into it.
What?
He says, old rune under the ground. Don't know much about it, but we're investigating it. There's also been some ships going off to the new continent. I don't suppose you've heard of Renalia, but we've been sending some people over there to help with the new colony. He says it's been busy, and we have a lot of up-and-coming would-be heroes joining us. Says nothing compared to the old group, of course. He smiles. He says, speaking of, I don't recognize any of these people.
This is the new group. Well, new to you at least. And she would.
Or wait, did he meet any of them? I don't think he's met any of these people, right?
No, none of us know him.
Nope.
He's like session 1 NPC.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, introduce yourself, guys. I'm bad at this. Shoot.
So I'll say, I mean, you can roleplay it if you want to talk to him, but I'll just say you all introduce yourself to Shock.
Definitely.
This is quite the interesting group we have here. He says, well, I'm glad you all have been traveling with and helping keep Uslag safe. She's been through a lot and deserves good company. He kind of pats her on the shoulder. He laughs. He says, I remember when we first sat around the campfire back in Highguard, you talked about how you loved wielding your sword and how you defend the caravan should trouble arise. It seems like a lifetime ago.
Uslag wasn't with the caravan.
Oh, wasn't
so he's
she?
remembering.
Says, perhaps I'm remembering someone else then, he says. It just seems like such a long time. He says, so, enough of my my ranting. What are you in town for? How long are you going to be here?
Wanna
You go.
step in here? Well, we need access to the Phoenix Guild, so just leaving.
Access to the Phoenix Guild. He says, well, I mean, we have some contacts over there. When you say access, what do you mean?
He looks at Uslag. I mean, surely if anybody can be trusted, it is with the truth. It would be the people here, wouldn't it?
Sure, yeah, we can tell all.
Is this
Just tired of
a?
talking.
He says, is this a private matter? We can go someplace more quiet rather than
that's
standing
a
in the
good
middle
idea.
of the hall. So I'll
Delicate,
say he takes you to one of the back rooms, and yeah, there's no one back here. He says, all right, what's going on?
My name is Glenn Whisperwind. I'm under the forced employment of the Blackwater estate.
He says, patience or?
He nods patient.
Says, the main house. Forced employment. I thought slavery was illegal in the Empire.
No, I was a spy for the kingdom for quite some time. I was framed for a murder several years ago of another that I did not commit, and instead of execution, I was stayed by basically being interned as a employment under the Blackwaters. That I would essentially be able to earn my freedom back, and thus I have, but they've been keeping my children as collateral, and I realize now that they're never going to give them back, and so we're here to take them back.
Says it's horrible. Sorry, my good man. I can't even imagine what that would be like. Well, I mean, one of the good things about using the Splitlanders name is I don't think the Blackwaters know of our association with the Foxglove name. It's one of the reasons I chose to use your new name. He says the Splitlanders are not as... the name is not as popular.
Oops.
Here, go ahead. Were you saying something, Estrella?
Yeah, I was gonna. Uslag also had some concerns that the Blackwaters might have been hunting her. She, I guess, had some run-ins last time she was here. Do you know how that might stand?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. There was that whole nasty business back in Char and her son going missing. So
Or the blood hand that was looking for.
Oh, sorry, did I say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I meant blood hand. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, the blood hand. He says.
Again, nasty business in Char, but water.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, there was that nasty business in Char with them. But do they hold? He says, are they still hunting you?
Stop me if I'm wrong. I thought that you had been concerned, Uslag, about one of the factions possibly looking for you here. Was that the Blood Hand?
It's a chance, yeah.
No,
there's a chance that they might, yeah.
He says, but the Blood Hand were our allies during the happenings in Issyk. He says the Blackwater are the ones that are not too happy with us, at least from my recollection.
Sithral's people holding our people hostage and killing an innocent civilian in front of me, so that's surprising to hear, but okay.
He says, didn't we make peace, though?
What's been going on since I've been gone, but
I have in my notes that the Blood Hand were friendly with the group. So I thought at some point, didn't you work with them?
We played both sides for a while, but yeah, we ended up betraying Sithral and she fled.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. So it's Sithral. It's not the Blood Hand necessarily.
Right, she was sort of disgraced, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the actual Blood Hand group, last time you came here, I don't think they actually... Because didn't you meet up with Neil?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. When you were last here, you met with some of their contacts, and Neil didn't seem like he was holding a grudge.
Yeah, so Bloodhand's fine. Cithral's not.
That's good to know.
Yeah, he says the Blackwater family might be holding a grudge, though. So I wouldn't let them know you're in town if you could help it. He says, but, I mean, you're safe here. I don't think the Blackwater family would act against us directly, anyway. It might cause some problems for us politically, but the Splitlanders Guild has made some friends within the city due to the actions of both the both your group and your previous group. He says, so you should be safe here. Might cause some problems over time, but I'll do my best to deal with it.
So, the other thing, like Guslag mentioned, that in addition to being here for Glenn's children, we, we're glad to hear you've got some contacts with the Phoenix Guild, because there might be room for some alliance or partnership there. And we have some interesting events that have gone on over the past few months that might be of interest to them to be aware of and to assist us with.
How can we assist you?
In contacting the Phoenix Guild? You
Oh,
mentioned you had contact.
yeah. I mean, we can have some of our people send them a missive. Although, weren't you in contact with them last time you were here, Uslag?
Yeah, some of us would be new, so they would recognize me. I'm on the books.
Says, well, I'm happy to get something set up. I'm sure the guild master would be delighted to see you again. I know he enjoyed his last meeting with all of you.
I think he was pretty impressed with Chomsky and Arapel.
He nods. Says, well, the hall's resources are at your disposal. We have several libraries, a very well-stocked magical lab if you need to create anything magical. And, of course, you're welcome to have one of the dormitory rooms to stay in, free of charge. He says, I'll get the letter sent over to the Phoenix Guild to set you up, or hopefully set you up a meeting.
So who was the official that you met with last time you were here, Uslag, that you say that Chomsky and Arapel spoke with? Out of character, I honestly don't remember. Like, I think I'm in my brain remembering stuff the tribe did.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We did a lot of downtime, so things just got time skipped. So I'm not sure if we had a lot of like roleplay with the guildmaster, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, does the name Symphony ring a bell?
Nope.
Okay. All right. See, I'm trying not to bring my knowledge from the other character, because I get confused. Sorry. Okay. Continue.
All right, so he says, I'll look into getting you that meeting. Is there anything else you need?
Yeah, can you remind me of the guildmaster's name, just so I'm not rude when I go there? Because to be honest, I was just busy making money for them so they could research, and I didn't really.
He says it's Archmage Symphony, or Choric Symphony, or perhaps Archmage Choric if you're on good terms with him. Very talented arcanist.
Okay.
He says, and if you're looking for the Crimson Blade, his twin brother Ivan Symphony runs that.
Now that I didn't know.
Hey.
He says, though, their branch of the Phoenix Guild is less diplomatic and usually operates more in the shadows. Not people you want to encounter, because usually if you encounter them, it means they've come for you. Kind of keep out of sight for the most part. He says, but anyway, welcome to Tyvanis. Again, let me know if you need anything. And, yeah, feel free to use any of our labs or anything else you might need while you're here.
Yeah, good to see you again,
Right.
Shock.
Alright, so yeah, what's the group want to do?
So was he gonna set us up to talk with him, or do we just head over?
I think we have to wait for the letter to be sent and for us to be.
Yeah, he's
like
going to
a-
send over some contact.
Yeah, I mean it might not have been necessary, but
I mean, you
They
could
are
just
a little
walk
bit-
over there.
yeah.
But,
don't know.
yeah.
Do we want to? I'm not going to be the one to suggest that we set up the spies, the infiltration for it.
Well, I think we have already started somebody on setting things up for Diddy, right?
Yeah, Diddy's being helped out by Glenn's buddy.
Well, did we send her off and I didn't say bye to her?
No, not yet. She's still here.
Okay.
Could have been
Yeah,
in
she just
contact with
had
your
to,
friend.
you know. Just,
I'm like, oh well, that's unfortunate.
Bad boyfriend.
Yeah, no, she's still with the group so far. Your whole
Need to
camp is with you right
Get a
now.
hold of your friend, Glenn, to get that set up.
yes. Let's see. I think you kind of thinks. Yeah, I should be able. I'll just send him a message. And I'll just you send him a message. Be like, hey, it's Glenn. Meet at tavern at like in an hour. You know, or something, or like meet at our usual meeting spot in an hour.
Alright, sorry, give me a sec.
I absolutely need to be present to meet this man.
Yes.
I'll say you start out
Glenn Whisperwind.
with renown of 7 with your own guild. It would make sense. They're allies.
Yeah,
the
would make sense,
Splitlander
yeah.
Hall. What other factions do you know? There's the Phoenix Guild. I'm just gonna put them all on here, so I don't forget.
We sort of know the Artisans Guild, but that was sort of yeah, Chomsky's thing. So
Yeah, that's right. He joined while he was here, didn't he?
yeah, he's an official member.
Card carrying member.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Artisans Guild. I wouldn't say you have any faction with them yet.
Especially since we lost Chomsky.
Yeah. So the Blackwater family. Probably negative. Hostile. Okay. So you're setting up a meeting, you said. Wait, do we have a location tab in this group? Because this would be a stronghold for you. Oh, it's an inventory tab. Okay, I don't think we have a locations tab. Alright, well, yeah, this would be a stronghold which you can use to do things like craft or like various downtime projects if you want to do that. So you said you're going to set up a meet with your contact.
Yeah, I'll be sending on him and feel like, hey, you know, if
That-
you can, meet in the usual meeting spot in an hour.
Did I make a character for him yet?
I don't think so.
Alright, I'll make one now then. Or do you have a character idea for him?
Not really. Just you know, just kind of I know a guy type of thing.
Okay. Alright, so we'll say his name is Yeldon.
I guess I mean, if you need some time, I want to roleplay the little like part of the discussion we had in the RP during the week.
Yeah,
since
we
we
could
can
do a
do projects.
flashback. You talking about Uslog?
Well, I mean, we brought
Bad
up
ideas.
I brought up the idea for the so like, you know, dealing with the Shadow Lords. Basically,
Well,
we have the
so we could do a
Okay.
flashback. When did this occur? Was this just on the
It's
road?
sometime during
Traveling.
sometime on the road.
Alright, so as you're sitting there, kind of settling in and putting your stuff down, you remember an important conversation that happened a few days ago. And go.
So we have like we know we have the formula Gaivok gave to pull pull the energy out of like the Shadow Lord energy from Malik, and we have the recipe that the recipe to, or like the forge. Is it the forge masters they used to imprison?
The remastered
Why
version.
don't one thing that always that was interesting for the Shadow crystals? Can we use them to go and inflict and not inflict, but to store the energy of the Shadow Lord in the Soul Crystal? That would be far better than storing the person, would it not?
I think the Shadow Lords can build their energy back up again if they're free, even if they've lost it. Is that the?
Well, but clearly there's like a cap. After all, why does Gaivok is not at full power? Malik took some of that power. So
That even
why not?
be- Would that even be possible? Leroux says, kind of looking at Eli. She says, the Shadow Lord's energies seem very connected to the Shadowfell.
I mean, is a Tarask's energy connected to Hell? They seem to be able to drain all of its power, do they not?
She says, well, I don't know as much about a Tarask, but I know they can't reform themselves if they're killed. Though it is very hard to kill one.
I think
worth
it's
like looking into. I mean, that would be
Okay.
still. It would just. Yeah, it'd be like give him a taste of his own medicine, but I don't know if it's possible.
I mean, I think maybe this is a project we should all take a look into, like
Yeah.
combined.
She says, well, I mean, I don't know, Eli, I mean, you were kind of teaching me about magical energies and how they disperse. Is something like the Shadow Lord, could you trap his energy as a whole? Is it the same as a life force?
Like a outsider, right? Or constant?
Oh, what did you say, Eli?
I was like, but would I know that? Like, is that?
I mean, you can kind of, I guess give me a Arcana check. 18. It would be hard to say because his energies seem like they're more connected to the Shadowfell and the necrotic energies. It's not, you don't think they're the same as like a normal being's life force energy. So you're not sure how it would react to being pulled into a crystal, if that would destroy him or if it were even possible. Because usually the life force is pulled into the crystal, then converted to a necrotic energy. It doesn't usually just pull in necrotic energy. Like, you can't suck energy from undead or anything like that. It usually takes it from living humanoids.
Oh, it's probably not feasible to use in that way, just based on types of energy and the nature of it. But he's also Shadow Lord. It doesn't necessarily follow the rules. Who knows?
And neither do Zatyan, but he was able to trap us temporarily in his crystals. So I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, that did do something to our essence because Hollowhand apparently thinks that my soul's corrupted. So, it does something.
Make an alpha crystal.
It does something.
Well, yeah. If you use a Zatyan to go and make a alpha crystal based on corruption. I mean, obviously, it's not linear logic, but this is.
I'm not sure
I think
it's going to work the way that you might have originally suggested, but yeah, it might be something. There might be something there.
Okay. Dun dun dun. That was the important discussion. Yeah. Like,
A research topic for later.
Yes.
So back to the present. So Glenn, you get in touch with Yeldon through your normal channels. We'll say you set up a meet with him at the maybe at the inn you were just at. Is anyone else coming to this, or is it just you?
Oh, I'm absolutely coming as well. I'm like, if
I mean,
that's the person
yeah, I mean,
who's
if,
supposed to get her
if he
in,
wants, if he
I'm
wants us
absolutely
there,
coming.
I'd love to meet a friend of yours, Glenn.
Just to
I mean,
warn you, Malin, you are very, very easy to spot and track in this city. You don't look much
Malin
like a
doesn't
normal
care.
person.
Yes, but Malin is not acting logically at all at this point. He's like, if that's the person who's supposed to get Diddy in, I have to go meet him. That's driving Malin 100%.
Would it draw attention, or even more attention, or perhaps endanger, the
I'm not
contact?
thinking rationally.
No, no, wait.
This is not irrational.
You let me-
Yes.
Then I would tell Malin no.
Okay,
If you-
I wasn't going to suggest you staying behind. I wasn't done with my sentence, but go ahead.
Sorry. Didn't mean to.
So yeah,
Right,
as
we
long
wouldn't-
as you're not acting rationally, Malin, you can't come.
What do you mean? I just want to go. Like, I'm not gonna jump the guy. What? Like, if you're asking to send Diddy off into the middle of the Blackwaters off of your friend, I'd like to go just see him.
And what's that going to change? You seeing him?
Well, maybe then it's not a good idea.
Diddy says, "I'll be
Okay,
fine."
I mean you
I
can.
was simply going to suggest that perhaps the entire party doesn't go to meet a clandestine contact that's supposed to keep his cover. That
Yeah,
was also what I
especially
That's
especially a
best.
big giant walking, ball of iron.
Can we disguise him? We didn't bring our disguise guy, did we?
I think
We
you
might
did
have.
actually. You
We
do
brought
have
our-
you have your
Most of our
camp.
camp.
Oh, if we have our camp, then we have a disguise guy.
Yeah,
I think we left
uh,
some people. We left like Slovic at the tower to continue researching.
Oh, that's right. I don't think you brought your camp with you here. You just.
We're not our whole camp, but we did bring a lot of people from it. Like we brought
Oh,
the
did you?
spies. Yeah.
Uh,
We brought the spies, yeah. That's
oh
true.
yeah, you brought the.
So
you brought
can
the
we
new
say we brought our
spies.
disguise guy? I feel like we would have. Anyway.
Yeah, let's see.
It
So
might
you
be
left
relevant.
behind Slovic. Just make note of who's not here. Ichabod, I'll say
I
your
definitely don't want to.
forge guy, your blacksmith teacher you left behind. Is Drovo the? Yeah, just
Drovo's
Drovo.
our disguise guy.
All right, so I'll say you have Drovo, Diddy, and your spies with you.
I definitely
Alright.
don't want to endanger anything or make. Yeah, so it's probably best we all stay behind for this. As much as I would like to meet a friend of Glenn's, it's not worth the risk.
Diddy kind of touches Malin's arm. She says, "I'll be fine. Don't worry, and I can size this guy up too, and I will come back to meet you before I go in. Don't worry." She just kind of pats you and smiles. She says, "I appreciate the concern, though." All right, so Glenn, you head over. I guess with Diddy. She says, "I'll let you talk to him and just kind of keep an eye on things." I assume we're not leaving right from here. This is just kind of a meeting.
Yeah.
She nods. So yeah, you see an old old human, or old half elf sitting at a table drinking a glass of wine, just hanging out. He doesn't say anything as you walk over. And when you sit down, he gives you a nod. He says, "You're the last person I thought would be contacting me this morning."
Honestly, I didn't. Yeah, it just kind of panned out that way.
He says, "Do they know you're back?"
They don't, and that is why I'm here.
It's a bit of a.
They're never.
Go ahead.
They're never gonna give my kids back, and so I have some friends here who have agreed to help me take them back.
He says, "Really? You're finally making a move, huh?"
Yeah, I really wanted to try and play it their way, but they have no reason to let me go. So, yeah, I'm trying to get some information, just anything we can find. And so I've got a friend who would like to slip into the estate to work as like a maid,
He says,
if you can make that possible.
is this an assassination thing or more just an information gathering thing?
Just information. Her talents lie more in stealth, and she's a more of a burglar than an assassin. So she's not there to hurt anybody, just to gather what she can.
Give me a persuasion. He says, I assume you can vouch for her abilities.
Yeah, well, she's not as sly as I am. She's pretty good at remaining unseen and stealing stuff and getting into
Nods.
places she shouldn't be.
Says it's an auspicious time for this to be happening. The Blackwaters have been involved in a bit of a scandal, and of course there is still the matter of Patient's missing son, which has her a bit off her game. So she's a little bit unpredictable. This might not be the best time to make this move. Though played right, it could be the perfect time.
Why is she unstable?
She says, well, as I said, her son went missing a little while ago. There was a bit of I don't want to say a civil war, but let's just say a disagreement between some of her sons. And another one went missing, which has made her a bit paranoid of some of the members of her family. She says it's gotten cutthroat, even for the Blackwaters. Rumor has it that someone else might be involved in all this. When you contacted me, I thought maybe you may have had something to do with it. He says there's definitely
Really?
some whispers in the old spy network. He says, though you did a pretty good job of not letting people know you were coming to town. I don't think anyone knows you're here yet.
Well, that's good. I gave fake names at the gate and bribed the guard.
He rolls his eyes. He says, tip-top security as always.
Well, like I said, I always come in at night. Nobody that works the night shift gives a shit about protecting this place.
Nods. He says some things never change. It's not like Tybonus is going to be attacked by anyone. We're in pretty good terms with all our neighbors right now, other than the West, but it's pretty far away. Well, as for your request, he says I can get this person in. Standard fee to do this, and if this goes south, I'm going to double that because that means my bridge is burned if your person gets themselves caught or killed.
It's understandable. I don't foresee that though.
This is good. That would be my preference. I don't want to lose this inn. It says 200 gold. You know the drill. He says if you don't have it on you, we can just do the normal drop spot. In fact, that might be better in case someone's watching.
Okay. We use the normal dead drop spot.
He nods. Says anything else you need?
I mean, probably not, but I don't suppose you've heard anything, rumblings about where they've got my kid.
Says now that's that type of information is not something that's easily gleaned. I mean, there might be some rumors somewhere I can look up, but I don't know if I trust anything about it on the spy network. Says maybe
He shakes his head. You're probably right.
Says that's probably better for your informant to figure out once they're on the inside.
You're right. All right. Thank you, friends. I think that's it.
Nods and says, "Yep. Good luck to you, bud." And then he just kind of gets up and walks away. He says,
I'll go about to.
before he leaves, he'll like just ask. He'll give you a location to send Diddy to meet him, and then he'll get up and leave.
All right. Then I will. I'll go and like drop 200 gold and like an old shoe that's like it's like an old shoe or like an old boot that's like stuck in the dirt on the bank of the, or something like that. Like
The usual
whatever.
drop spot.
Yeah, weird ass dead drop.
All right. Do you have 200 gold?
200. Yeah, I've got it on me, so I'll pay.
All right. So Diddy says, "All right, I'll meet the guy tomorrow, and you are sure we can trust this guy, right?"
Oh yeah.
She nods. She says, "All right, I'll see what I can find out. It might be a bit, but this is definitely not my first rodeo going deep undercover." And she kind of does a quick shapeshift to change her face into yours and says, "I've got some skills," in your voice. Then quickly changes it back. Alright, so what do you want to do? Oh, did we lose Glenn?
No, yeah. What should we do? That's a good question.
I wanted to have my conversation with Surtur since I didn't go with them. Very in character, by the way.
Sure. So, what are you saying to Surtur?
So I'm just kind of going in my room and like. So you previously mentioned that you had other Surtur, you had other. I guess not informants, people, or minions.
Avatars?
Yes, generally gods have many, many followers. Most of them fire giants, if I'm honest. Why?
Why is it just the fire giants are roll call, or I guess is there?
He says, "Well, fire giants make up the majority of my followers. I mean, I have priests that I can send visions to, and I mean, other servants that do my bidding." He says, "You're definitely not the only one I have listening to my whispers."
Well, no, I'm more so. I'm asking. I get like the full fighting strength of your forces currently.
"Most of my fire giants are in the northern mountains." He says, "Though they do have other settlements in other parts of the continent, as well as overseas." He says, "The fire giants are very powerful and spread out throughout the world. They don't have empires, but the colonies and settlements they do create are very well protected."
I will admit I am a bit nervous about this little endeavor we're doing, and especially not getting to go and see where I'm sending her off to. I'm not sure what. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I'm just very, very worried, and might have to do drastic actions. Consider drastic actions if something.
He says, "What sort of drastic actions?"
I don't I purposely say anything, but if I kind of give him the look like I would, to get her back, I would be willing to do quite a bit.
Well, hopefully she can get her job done and you won't have to worry about such things. Since there's danger in these sort of activities, but I find that those who are competent can usually get things done without too much danger to themselves. You trust this woman, yes?
Of course. But then again, I was surprised that wouldn't you go at any chance to go and lay waste to a densely populated, organized population?
He says, I wouldn't mind the destruction of Tyvanis. It is one of the larger human settlements, I guess what they would call a city, within this continent. However, marching my fire giants across the plains and across their empire would be most likely spell the end of my forces. I don't have enough to send them all, and it would take them too long to get there. He says, not a good move strategically. Also, I've been strangely more lawful recently than I used to be. My destructive draws have been more controlled. He doesn't actually say that, but he says if a battle is to be started with Tyvanis, it would more likely be the outer colonies that would be burned. Things that could be destroyed without me losing resources. And he says, but right now, most of my forces are fighting against the dwarves to the north. He says, I have you here for the special assignments. Why, do you think you could destroy the city by yourself?
Well, I mean, I don't know. As is, I'm definitely not. I mean, even if somehow I got to that point, I mean, my friends would stop me. I mean, I would need to, be like, at least, be like, I don't know. Maybe I'd have to be like, take my power and whatever you gave Farago at the same time.
You were given much of Farago's power after he was killed by you. He says, as much as I'd like to see the small folk punished for their transgressions against me, I don't have much to offer you so far away from the mountains. Still, I might be able to lend you some power for specific targets. He says, I'll see what I can figure out.
Well, as a minimum, do you have any agents, or I guess I know it's far, any nearby people that can get people in and out fast?
He says, subtlety is not really my thing. That
Doesn't
said,
have to be subtle.
I do actually have a couple of followers within your city, or within the city you're in. Not very powerful, but they could be of use to you if you need more contacts to work through. They worship in secret, of course, but I'm sure if you went to them and spoke to them, they would be more than happy to help you with whatever you needed.
Yes, I would like to meet with them.
Alright, so he'll give you their names, and he says, if you walk through the city, I shall guide you towards them magically. He says, you will see the fires burn within them, and that's how you will know they are my followers.
Thank you.
Alright. Does anyone else want to do any RP or speak to anyone? I assume otherwise we're just passing time till you go meet with the wizards.
At some point, like, Estrella is snapping her fingers in front of Malin's face. Hello? Come back to us!
Yes. Great. Yo, sorry about that.
I'm talking to the voices in your head again.
Look, I have conversations. I mean, I am a little nervous, considering I, didn't even go and get to meet this man. So, can you really blame me?
course you'd be nervous. I mean, she's important to you.
But yeah, I certainly don't blame you for that.
All right. So.
Anyways, I mean, well, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I might. I mean, look, we're all trying to go find some contacts and whatnot, who to talk with. Potentially whatever leg up, I will do the same. Listen, despite my reservations or what, about the whole thing with Diddy, I hope you all understand and, don't question that I am absolutely as resolute and resolved as you are to get Glenn his kids back. I will, and I will definitely go and do what I can.
We're all likely to take risks in this, but keep in mind that she's capable and talented, and that Malin and she both, may, have as good a chance as you to detect any deception or danger,
Okay.
But I understand you wanted to, meet the guy that might be responsible for Diddy's safety.
All right. So Glenn will return. Now we basically have a day for you guys to do things until you go see the Wizards or the Phoenix Guild. I'll say they respond, and the Wizards are. The Guild Master is willing to meet you tomorrow, the Archmage.
Excellent. Morning, afternoon?
I'll say tomorrow afternoon. So
Nice.
you
Okay.
have today to work on things if you want.
If anyone else has like errands or something they're gonna run, I might go with them, but otherwise I'll probably just work on my scroll.
Okay. Is anyone else working on anything in particular? I know some of you have projects, so if you can work on those, you can just say you're working on them. Let me know if anyone is doing anything in particular, though.
Do you want to try that project I mentioned? If anyone wants to join or whatever,
So great at research. So, is that what you were talking about?
My Shao Crystal energy idea.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go write down the recipes and just take a look at them and
So, Uslog, do you know how much Chomsky and your other allies shared with this Phoenix Guild Archmage when they met him previously? Does he know about your interactions with the Shadow Lords?
Well, he knows we were researching them because, I'm guessing he would, based on what materials we ended up taking out of their
Okay.
resources.
So it's worth perhaps, an entire college of archmages and arcanists, might be the ideal people to set such a research task to, or to, maybe bring into our plans, or at least the different branches of a plan that we're considering,
Yeah, that sounds good. And I think just I think one of our main reasons for wanting to check in with them was, because they might even be able to, I don't know, they might be able to help with this Blackwater situation, or just at least stay out of our way if we
Yeah,
end
I
up
think
having
if
to
we have-
do some
yeah.
crazy things.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe
So-
not so much that we need to tell them about the plan for Glenn's kids, but that having more allies and people known to us and people we're working with on various tasks here in the city is more likely to retain our good name, or keep us from becoming an enemy of the people, just because of others defaming us,
Right.
All right, so the day is passing. Schmalin, as you are, what did you say you were doing today?
I was gonna, if we're passing the entire day, I was gonna definitely do the research of trying to figure out how to combine, basically look at the recipe and try to figure out how to pull it into a shadow crystal. Maybe I'd bug Eli also. And if I had spare time, I'd probably go try to find one of the.
Is
people
that
searching.
so like research as in how to trap a Shadow Lord in a crystal?
Or like trap their power.
Alright, so if you want to start that research project, it would be 50 gold pieces.
Yes.
So can you pay that?
Yes. Yes. You heard Uslag? Yes.
Is Uslog paying it? Okay.
I mean, I think any like coin to.
And you can pay for up
Again,
to...
it's not mine. I just.
Okay.
All right.
You can pay for up to 6 assistants for another 300 gold pieces. 50 gold each for assistants to give you +1 to the roll per assistant.
Yeah, sure. Can we do that? I
Good.
think this is like very important for all of us.
Would I assist him and take the place of one of them?
You could, to give him a +1 if you want to save 50. That would mean you would have to not have a, downtime project for the week, which is kind of a waste. But you could do it. Like
The only downtime project I have is, I think, off setting up with the spies.
And teaching Leroux.
What is it? I thought we sent Leroux to go.
She came with you.
No, I thought we sent her off to set up with the spies that we sent out to keep an eye on Kitty.
That was discussed. I don't know if you guys executed on that, because that was like on the way you were talking about it. I mean, I guess you could.
Too messy.
Sure, we'll say you sent her as well. So yeah, then you wouldn't have anything to do. So if you want to assist him, yeah, you can give him a +1. Though, don't you have higher intelligence than he does?
Yeah, if you want us to do it.
I feel like if anything, you should be
mean-
leading the project.
I mean, I can. He can give me the rough rundown of what he thinks it is, and then I can
Yeah.
try to execute it.
Yeah, because I think, I don't know what your intelligence scores are, but I thought you were
Yeah.
higher than him. Alright, so yeah, if you want to be the assistant Malin, that's fine. It would just be the 50 gold, and I guess 250 if you're only getting 5 assistants, and then getting Malin as your 6th.
Okay, so it's 250 gold that I need to minus from the bag, or
300 total with the 50 for the project.
Okay.
And just mark in the notes that you have a +5 once you finish. So during the day, you are hard at work doing research, Malin, when Surtur would say, Malin, I need you to do something for me.
What
He
is
says there's a shrine to Moradin in the city that needs to be destroyed. He says, I suggest you do it quietly, but I want it burned to the ground. My cultist will help you in this.
Alright. I don't know about quietly. Have you seen me? But I'm
Says,
willing
well,
to meet with them.
However you feel is best, though I would recommend you not getting noticed, as being wanted in the city would make things harder.
Noticed? Have you seen me? I'm willing to meet with them, but is this time sensitive?
He says, yes, I want this done tonight. So drop whatever you're doing and go destroy this place.
Oh!
He says, but I will say, if you can do it tonight, that will make things easier, because this is the perfect time to strike. Their main defensive forces are not in place. Just, yeah.
I'll go meet with the cultists and see what we're dealing with.
Alright, so you want to spend the rest of the day working on that instead? That'll mean you wouldn't be an
Yes.
assistant to this project anymore.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
I was like, oops, sorry, Eli, I need to go.
So he bails on you, Eli, unfortunately.
First group project partner.
Yeah, I knew a guy like you in college. Like, can't make it tonight. I'm kind of busy. All right, give me. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to go in like guns blazing?
Okay. I want to talk with them first.
So we don't have to role play unless you want to. But yeah, you find the servants of Surtur, and they're like completely fanboying out for you. And they are very happy to have you in on this because they were just gonna like throw some torches and run away and hope the place burned down.
That's
But
all they had.
sending
that's all
the
their plans
avatar
are.
of Surtur, they're just like, holy shit, you know who you are? Basically, yeah, like they're ready to go. They're like, let's burn some fucking dwarf shrines. Fuck those guys. Which is weird coming from humans.
Okay. And you had no other. You had your plan was just to run in and chuck torches and book it. That's all you guys could cook up.
Says, well, yeah, till the avatar of Surtur showed up. Now we're gonna fucking wreck some shit.
Yes, we're still,
Surtur, Surtur, Surtur. Oh, sorry.
Who did I
Yeah,
sign-
keep it down.
Who did I sign up for? Okay. Okay, how big is this shrine we're talking here?
He says, this is a small building. It's not too big. I mean,
A building?
he says, yeah,
thought it
like,
was a
you know,
shrine.
he's like, well, I
Like,
mean,
a
the
small
shrine's
statue.
inside the building. We just burn it down. It's fine. It shouldn't be too hard.
Okay, and
We were just gonna
what
go
exactly,
tonight and, yeah, mess
and
some
what
stuff
exactly
up.
was the detachment that they had prepped?
Says, I think there are some priests inside. I mean, we can probably just destroy them pretty easily. They're just like acolytes. Or what are those called? Is that acolyte? I forget. Low level priest.
How
I think it's
many?
acolyte. It's like, there's not too many. So maybe like 3 or 4.
Not too many, but if we're the more noise that there are, the more noise they make, the worse our objective is not to get found.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, we have masks on. So our faces will be hidden. I just assumed you would go in like a fucking dragon and just wreck everything. I mean, you're the avatar of Surtur, right?
Yes, but even as the avatar of Surtur, if I just walk in, and everyone sees me, I'm going to get hunted down, and I'm going to jeopardize my friend's mission, which is not what I'm going to do.
They just kind of look at each other like, oh, that's not as cool.
Absolute dunderheads. Okay, all right, hold up, just give me a second to think. This is not my forte. Okay.
Says, well, we have another mask if you want to put one on.
I look at it's just like I look at them like these guys are like the dumbest fuckers ever. Like I have full body armor. I'm a walking warforged, and he says, "Get a mask."
He shrugs. He says, maybe a cape too? I don't know. I
I'm
thought,
already wearing one.
I mean, Surtur isn't usually subtle. I just thought like you would, like I said, just break through the front door and just murder everyone and burn the place.
Okay.
You know,
How
you
many
don't have to
cultists do
be
we have
subtle
here?
if you don't have any witnesses.
This is we're in the. Where's this shrine? Is like in the middle of the city.
Says, it's near the northeastern part of the city. Says up near the forest up here.
Okay.
It's near some farmland, so we could always run off into the woods afterwards. They have a hard time finding us.
Okay. How many cultists do we have here?
Says, you're looking at him. He points to the 2 of them.
There's only 2 of them. Oh, fuck me. Okay. We're gonna go over there, and you guys go on watch. The moment you see a guard, get them to run in a different direction.
Nods. He says, "Yeah, we'll run interference. Good idea. This guy's smart." All right. So, I mean, we don't have to do too much planning on this. Do you want to go in guns blazing? Are you trying to be more subtle, like trickery? How do you want to do this?
I will try to be subtle.
Okay.
It's not
So
gonna,
that
it's
would
not gonna go well, but
probably like you're trying to sneak up and then just like get inside and start like going crazy, or like how are you doing it subtly? I just saw you go in guns blazing.
I mean, I guess I thought I was gonna put the torch, like, put a torch around the one side, put the torch on the other side.
Oh,
near
so
the
you
building.
actually are trying to just start a fire and not get noticed.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's what I was thinking, but I guess I try to go The gun's blazing.
So that
Okay.
would be stealth if you're doing it that way. It would be some stealth checks.
Versus if I go guns blazing, what's the check I have to make?
Attack rolls.
Okay. All right.
But
Let's
you
do
know,
attack rolls.
obviously, going in guns blazing would probably mean more death and destruction.
Yeah, we're gonna. What did Sir promise me again?
Oh, he didn't promise you anything. He just wanted you to do this.
Oh wait, hold up. I thought he promised me something. Why? What's?
Kidding.
No,
You
he
didn't
just
have
said,
to
I need you to do this for me.
commanded it.
Okay, and I need well, hold. What are you gonna do for me?
Well, are you trying to talk to him now?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, okay, I guess yeah. Sorry,
Alright,
I
he
didn't,
is he is not currently answering you if you try to contact him.
Fucking kidding me? Why? What? Fucking hell. Okay, so do I?
Alright, give me 3 attack rolls
Yeah, fuck it.
using your
Alright,
I guess your gloves, your gauntlets.
okay. I'm going to use. I can't use Flash of Genius on this. Fuck. Okay, but I will use my inspiration on the first roll. So that's plus 2,
for a
right?
plus. This is a downtime, so there wouldn't be you can't inspiration it.
And I can't Flash of Genius this either then.
I'll say you can flash of genius this just because of the particulars of this mission.
Okay, so Flash of Genius, like, how I have 5. How do I? On
Alright,
each roll I
so-
can use one, or
Huh?
like I can use Flash of Genius on each roll, or
I'll say you can flash one of them.
and before do I have to call before or after?
Can't you usually do it
After.
after?
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'll do.
Can you flash a genius attack rolls? You can, right?
I don't. Where is this?
Let me see.
Make ability check or saving throw. So
Okay.
no.
Well, we'll say the first one is an attack roll. Maybe an attack roll like a
Fucking hell.
strength check. Alright, so that would actually be a failure.
Oh, fucking hell.
Give me an athletics check.
That I will definitely Flash of Genius.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a Flash of Genius. So that's 21.
Alright, so that would be a success. And give
Then-
me. Or yeah.
We've made that an intelligence saving throw for how stupid this is.
Right.
It's too late for that. You already failed that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Give me a perception check for your third.
For perception, can I mean, if I'm trying to listen or smell, I get advantage.
Sure, I'll give you advantage because of your shape shifting.
Can I Flash a Genius? Why are these bad rolls? I can't Flash Genius that one, can I?
Perception.
I mean, it is a skill check.
Yeah, I think you can if you want to.
Thought you said you're only going to let him do it on one roll.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, there was I guess that's true. I'll give it to you. That's fine. So it's plus.
Sorry, Malin. I really want to see you in jail.
That's
So it's +3.
Yeah, so 19.
Alright, so you get 2 successes. So basically, yeah, you kind of go crashing into this place and take out several of the priests. One of them tries to escape, but you notice him doing so and would manage to crush him before he gets out. And then you put the place to the torch, escaping into the. Well, give me a stealth check.
Can I use the inspiration on that stealth check?
You can use another flash on this if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely do not. I'm failing. Holy fuck.
Okay.
Alright. Sorry, guys. We're good.
So that's a failure, but yeah, you get away. However, there are some witnesses who don't get a great look at you, but that could be a problem later. But you do succeed at your task. So yeah, you guys wake up in the morning. There's news of some kind of crazy happening in the city. That there was like an attack on one of the religious shrines of Moradin. I'll say some of the Splitlanders people are like whispering about it. So what are we doing today? Just going to see the Phoenix Guild?
I mean, so we hear news about the attack.
Yeah, there's whispers among some of the people in the guild that there was some kind of attack on on one of the shrines of Moradin. It's pretty brutal. No survivors, but a couple of witnesses.
I would immediately go find Mal.
Wait, in fairness, how would you know that? I'm doing it's me.
An attack on a dwarven god on the
Oh, that was the dwarven god I attacked.
That was
Moradin?
the dwarven god.
Yes, Moradin.
Yeah, Moradin.
I mean, all right, I didn't realize. That's in character.
On-
I didn't realize that either.
The main dwarven god on like the day or two we get into town.
Surtur
I'm
says
thinking,
he has no proof. What is this? The Gestapo?
Well, no. If it was, no, obviously, if it was the dwarven god, then yes, then he has full right to go talk to me.
All right. So you go to Malin's room, and what are you saying to him?
Hey, Mal. You up late last night?
I mean, I'm always up. I don't go to sleep.
Listen, okay, smartass. All right, you know what I mean. Fucking Warforged ass.
What are you talking about?
You go, you go and setting some fires last night.
I don't. I look at him and I'm like, I shrug.
'Cause, yeah, I heard that the main dwarven god Moradin, his temple got burned down. His acolytes were murdered in cold blood.
That is quite tragic. I do agree that it's quite tragic, and I'm not being deceitful. Like I do think that is tragic.
Oh, it just made me think that who two races really don't like each other is dwarves and fire giants.
Glenn, what do you want to just be upfront and say what you're trying to say?
I mean, I guess, is there anything you want to tell me?
Me? I've always done what I can to help this party and for the sake of the party.
And
for the sake of the people I care about.
And does that involve burning down a dwarven temple?
If that is what's necessary, then yes.
Alan, what? You killed people, like innocent people.
I'm sorry. We haven't killed innocents before. You literally told me to go and stuff one of the guys when we were doing the assassination mission, to go stuff him in the kitchen, and then I just stuffed him later. So
These were people we were combating against. I mean, in some way.
No, but he was on our side. Nope, he was on our side.
I can't. Out of character. I don't remember. What were you talking about out of character?
There was remember when we were supposed to assassinate? I think the Davalis, the ice, whatever, the frost network. Their contact in the thing was
the guy Eli, where you met Eli.
Oh,
yeah, we're talking
okay.
about we're talking about basically professional spies and assassins. We're not talking about priests in a shrine.
Oh wait, is Astra there?
No, but she said out of character.
She can't argue.
You said you were out of character, and that's why I commented. Sorry.
Well, yes, you're right. Obviously, you're right. But yes, I agree. Yes.
Because that was something that happened mid-mission. You went there.
No, it was very clear. that we had to go kill him also beforehand. I looked at you and you said to end the poor fool.
And that was necessary, but you went to
And what
this
made that
temple.
necessary?
I'm not gonna argue that over it. This was you're deflecting over what you did. You went to a temple and burned it down and killed the acolytes there that had no reason to fight you.
You know, Glenn, no reason. I did that. Yes, they unfortunately those poor souls did die, and it is unfortunate. I truly take absolutely zero pleasure in that. And then I start, I'm a little agitated and say, but I do this again because we have context from Surtur that I can use to help you for this. I have not done anything for Surtur this entire time. The one time I decided to do something was for you and for Diddy. Now, you decided, you know how I feel, brushed me off, and I'm starting to shake a little bit when I'm saying it, and you told me, sit this one out when you went to go and send her out. And you didn't think I would be a little agitated from that?
And so your response is to give in to Surtur and murder?
My response was I came up with a backup to help you all. We are all trying to get our contacts in the city. Mine just unfortunately, and truly unfortunately, happened to be of a poor kind. I am sorry. I truly am. But this entire endeavor, yeah, I deeply want to succeed, but it makes me nervous.
How is this helping me? Or Diddy?
Because I have agents that I can use and favors from Surtur that I can use for you, not for me, for you.
What favors from Surtur? What could he do to get my children back? I don't want favors from Surtur.
I understand that you don't want favors and from Surtur, and I absolutely don't judge you for that. But what I do for this team, for you, I'm the one in charge. I'm the one who does the things that necessarily people don't want. I don't go, and I'm not going to be proud about this. Not going to be ecstatic about it. But I genuinely did this.
Well, you did this for your own power and greed.
No, I was offered before that, and I said no. The only time I've ever accepted this was for you.
And what did Surtur promise you in exchange for this wanton destruction?
He has his agents, contacts, and of course, if need be, we can get out of a pinch for certain stuff.
But it sounds like he promised you nothing.
We have an understanding.
An understanding you've made a fool of. Not going to do anything for you except lead you down a further path of destruction.
Look, I did. Like I said, if indeed all this is, if this is all for naught, I will take off this armor right now and never say another word to him. And furthermore, I'm willing, if you feel this strongly about it, I'm willing that I will not perform any more misdeeds on his behalf. You have my word for that. But I did this for you.
That's supposed to make me feel better that these acolytes were killed in cold blood in
just
my
to
name.
verify, you guys are off by yourselves, right? You're not doing this in
Yeah, I went to find Malin. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Go ahead, sorry.
do you think it makes me feel better knowing that these acolytes were killed in cold blood and in my name?
But they weren't. They were in mine, and I was willing to take that fall for you. I'm not asking for your appreciation. I understand, you rightly would not give it to me, but I did this for you.
Malin, I am so afraid that one day you're going to do something that can't come back from, and our swords are going to have to cross. It frightens me. I don't want that to happen.
I think about that for a second, say, don't you think I trust the Splitlanders? Here's with this.
These guys, and yeah.
But as I said, if I will keep my promise, and if Surtur does not, deliver, and if he proves untrustworthy, then I have no qualms about taking this off. And I point to my chest. And furthermore, regardless, I promise you that while we're in the city, I will not do any more.
Right. He shakes his head. I'm not going to tell the rest of the party, as they have usually stronger morals than mine, so I think they would have a harder time with what you did, so he nods and he kind of shakes his head and walks away.
Alright, so you head back to breakfast, and I guess Malin was about to go to breakfast when Glenn stormed in. So you would probably get your stuff together and get ready to head over. Surtur would say, you did well last night. I saw the destruction you brought upon the dwarves, and you have my favor. He says, one thing I can do for you, as for right now, there is a recipe for a powerful enchantment you can put on your gauntlet to make it more effective. He says it'll take time to forge, but if you have the materials, you can probably get it done in 3 or 4 days, depending on your skill.
I did this for my friend, and we will discuss this further. But I appreciate it.
You're very loyal to this friend of yours who does plenty of terrible things himself and then cries foul when you do it. I don't understand this superiority he thinks he has over you. He says if you had any idea what his spy network has done to peoples all over the world, including the fire giants, I don't think you'd be talking so high and mighty.
I recognize his hypocrisy, but likewise, I will not be hypocritical. And he has been put in a tough situation with his family, and the lengths at which he does to get them back, well, certainly cannot compare to what I did.
Not an ally I'd choose, but an oath made is an oath that should be kept, I suppose. Again, I don't know where this lawful streak came from. It's almost like someone looked me up in the D&D universe. Instead of just using the like Marvel universe stats. Anyway, what are you gonna do? I assume it's time to go to see the wizards, or does anyone else want to do anything?
Honestly,
before that?
if everyone at breakfast is talking about this terrorist attack, and we all, I
Well,
assume
you
Oscar knows you all.
you would have heard some of the adventurers talking about it. I don't know if everyone were you. Like, I don't know if you guys are all talking about it. That would be up to you, because you're not
Okay,
eating with the
so
rest of the
let me
guild.
clarify. Glenn heard that there was a fiery attack on Moradin basically the first night that after Malin, Avatar of Surtur, came to the city, and that was enough for him.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we don't know. The rest of us didn't figure that out. Is that what I'm gathering? They're going to keep it from us?
I mean, that's kind of up to your characters if you think you would
Yeah.
necessarily know. I mean, you could have some suspicions. It would be a little suspicious.
I mean, my character, I figured, would have suspicions, just already having like major trust issues with Malin's Surtur issue, and hearing
Well,
that would, But
I
I
think
figure it's up to every character
I
if
mean, I
they.
feel like the whole group, Eli especially, and yeah, has mentioned trust
Eli
issues
would.
with Malin and Surtur.
Eli might
But
have some suspicions as well. Yeah.
I thought it was extremely suspicious, so I kind of figured that all of us would figure it out and pounce on him. But now with that roleplay, I'm not really sure if it behooves the group for it to be repeated,
Yeah, again, it's kind of up to you all if you want to approach him and if he wants to admit it to you, but you wouldn't know for sure. I mean, you could definitely have suspicions if you want, but I mean, yeah, like I said, it's up to you guys how you want to play it. Improv it however you want. But yeah, so does anyone else want to say anything after finishing breakfast? I guess maybe things are kind of quiet, as maybe there's some suspicion on the table, but maybe no one brings it up.
I,
Out of character, if you want, you might. This is just a suggestion. Obviously, you don't have to follow this. You could, I guess, talk to, Glenn, and then if it warrants your character, you could go further.
Actually, I think that Estrella might talk to Eli first.
Sure.
But
I think that'd be fine.
Alright, so what are you saying to Eli?
um,
You were all sitting around the breakfast table having a
So-
delicious breakfast.
I mean, I would point out, does it sit uneasy with you, this news about that Morden shrine, and the timing and the arson factor in the attack?
Are you whispering this or saying it out loud?
Well, I'm assuming that this happened when we heard about this in the cafeteria, and then Glenn went off to talk to. Well, we don't know where Glenn went, and Malin wasn't with us yet, right? You said.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have your own eating area. You're not eating with everyone else. So,
Okay, so then I guess Uslag might be there, but
yeah.
Glenn went off to talk to Malin, and Malin hadn't come to breakfast yet. You said, right?
Yeah, it's probably just us three at the moment.
So,
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not really like hiding it or anything. I'm just.
Okay, so this is just you three right now. I see. Alright, so I guess this is right after, like, you kind of went to sit down after hearing word of this?
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
So Raldo would say, some safe human city this is can't even defend a Moradin shrine. Probably some kind of racist thing going on in town. Dwarven brethren are often exposed to such things in human cities.
Eli, you and Malin were researching when that happened, right?
He left. We started, and he did his way off distance looking thing that he does, and then he left. How would I say that? He was pretty abrupt. He just headed out. Didn't say where he was going or what he was doing.
Doesn't sit very well with me, the coincidences here. I don't want to believe the possibility that comes to mind, the suspicion that comes to mind.
You really think?
Where Surtur's involved.
Raldo
Sorry,
says.
what did you-
As well.
Or sorry, go ahead.
Nothing sits easy with me when it involves Surtur. So all of Malin's actions have been in question in my eyes.
Should we confront him? What do you think we should do? I want to believe that we are mistaken, but
And Uslag
Yeah,
is there
I mean-
too, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay,
just
she's
processing.
kind of quiet.
I mean, confronting him, if he's influenced by Surtur, all he'll tell is lies.
Maybe it's something we should look into, Raldo says. I mean, might be good to get some
Maybe,
evidence.
It could.
I heard there. Sorry, go ahead. Uslag.
Yeah, I mean, my first thought before you mentioned it was Moradin was this Hadrian guy he was looking for, but yeah, unfortunately, it sounds very. Yeah, it doesn't sit well.
Maybe we should try and. I heard there were witnesses. Maybe we could split off from the group. Maybe not all of us, but some of us maybe follow that lead, just to see if we can
Witnesses, that's not good.
alleviate our like maybe we're wrong and we can find proof to alleviate our concerns.
If there were witnesses, that's especially not good, considering we're trying to, not draw attention
Lay
to
low?
us. Yes.
They steal artifacts from the Shadow Cities. We're burning down shrines. We're gonna be villains. Keep this up, Raldo says. What did he ever do with that book anyway?
Gonna
It's,
return
in
it
the bag of
at some
holding.
point.
Says, yeah,
We didn't
feel-
know it was anyway. I was
So-
hoping for something, not a boring old book. Anyway,
He gives you a
we'll
look.
deal with
He
that
says,
when the time
"Uslag,
comes."
you can't steal artifacts from civilizations, at least not when they're
When
still
I heard
alive."
heist, I thought he was going to be stealing something from some nobles or something. I don't give a shit about them. Anyway, it's mistakes were made, maybe.
Raldo goes back to his eggs. And I'll say at this point, Glenn and followed shortly later by Malin will join the table as you guys start eating together. It's a bit of
I
an
would-
uncomfortable silence at first.
Yeah, I would kind of look for their kind of, I don't know, I guess insight, like,
Well, would Glenn be like, would he be hiding the fact that he's a little like shaken, or because like he can do that pretty easy? He's got really good deception.
that's true, yeah.
So would he be hiding that, or would he like seem like something was bothering him?
Like something bothering him in terms of what though exactly?
Like, would he seem like
Are you-
something is bothering him in terms of like Malin, or is he hiding that for Malin's sake?
Oh,
Because
Like,
you
are you
know, you just
acting
had
normally
that
or-
fight
yeah.
that fight with him.
I would say there's a little bit of yeah. I mean, I'd say there's basically something up.
All right. Why don't you give me a deception? Maybe like slightly hiding it. And I guess give me, I'll say a disadvantage. And I'll say you guys can do insight checks.
Right.
I don't even know.
Disadvantage.
What did you
I
say,
don't even
Eli?
know if I can. I said I don't even know if I can physically. Oh,
Well, apparently
That's true. That's
that
good.
is,
That's
very
good.
So
deceptive.
Uslag does figures.
So only
yeah.
Astra,
Glenn looks fine.
yeah, only Astra senses something is up with this little bit of a hint of something bothering him. But go ahead. Are you saying anything at breakfast, or are we just kind of passing through it?
No, I think I'll follow the witness lead. She's hoping that her suspicions will be allayed once we just kind of look at some evidence, and
All right.
she's hoping she's wrong.
So the time comes for you to go meet with the Phoenix Guild. Were you all going to that?
I'll go.
I assume so.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'm
All right. So you move across town, around the castles, towards the massive structure with a tower attached to it. Going inside, there are a bunch of younger-looking, well-dressed people moving around, and a kind of woman who's probably in her maybe late teens, early 20s, sitting at a desk, and she smiles as you approach and says, "Welcome to the Phoenix Guild." She says, "Can I help you with something?"
Yes, we're from the Splitlanders Guild.
Do you
There should
have
have
an
been a
appointment?
word sent. Yes. You should have gotten a missive.
It's like, yes, here
point.
you are. Oh, you're
Yeah.
here to see the Archmage. Says, is there some kind of secret, mission that the Splitlanders Guild is doing for the college?
Well, if it was secret, are we going to stand here and discuss it?
She says, well, I'm just hoping you give me a hint. You didn't have to tell me what it was, Grandma.
Be very boring here.
All right. She says, go ahead, stand on the circle, and she kind of gestures to a magical circle behind the desk. So I assume you all go and
I'm
stand
familiar
on it.
with that circle, probably, so I'd be like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you know this takes you up the tower. So as you all stand there, she pulls out some dust, sprinkling it on the circle, which will start to glow. Then there is a sudden flash of light, and you feel like you are somewhere new. In fact, you are at the top of what you assume is the tall tower that kind of looks over the city, and a figure there greets you. He says, Splitlanders, excellent. Welcome. I'll give you his picture in a sec. Hang on.
I honestly did not remember that Chomsky and Arapel had met with him.
Remember specifically either, but
So
they did spend a lot of time there.
He gives you a polite bow, Uslag. He says, "It's good to see you back and well, my friend. Where's Chomsky?"
Friends. A little taken aback by that.
Oh well, this is pretty standard noble stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh well, that she would definitely be taken aback by that. Then she's not used to that. Yeah, Chomsky went his own way.
Oh.
In a truly Chomsky fashion.
Well, I hope he's well, and it's good to see you again, and good to meet all of you. I guess the Splitlanders are traveling with a different crew these days. New name, new crew, everything new. He smiles. Are you all going to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So
yes, I'm John Doe.
I would
raises an eyebrow at that. Says,
yeah, I would give my real name, and then I would say something like AKA and give my alias.
So we're just
Estrella's,
letting it flop all out. Okay,
he's not giving away your guys' names, but.
So he looks to Eli and he says, "You seem familiar. At least some of your markings do. Are you from one of the northern empires, the Elven lands?"
I am.
He says, I thought so. He says, how are the colleges of the north doing, and which one are you from? You don't have to answer if you don't wish. I was just curious.
They do as well as they've always done. And I'm not going to tell them.
He nods, kind of
What-
accepting the short answer. It says, "Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I think I had a few of the representatives here a couple of weeks ago." He says, so I assume that there is something that you seek, or some way I can help you. Not many people just come to talk to the Archmage for, you know, for
Oh,
small talk.
We appreciate you giving us an audience, and
He says, I
I
wouldn't for everyone, but you all have done quite a bit for the Empire.
well, I understand that during the Splitlanders' last visit here, that Chomsky and Arapel met with you and discussed some of the doings and research that the party was working on at that time, and uh,
He says,
I believe
we had discussed the dangers of the Shadow Lords and some of the happenings within the Shadowfell.
it's my opinion, and I confess that we're not all of one mind on this, but it is my thought that since you've already been brought in to be privy of some of our dealings with the Shadow Lords, and that you have the knowledge and the Arcanists available to you that might be able to oppose them or to aid us in opposing them, I would very much like to be frank with you and seek your assistance if you are willing and able in matters that we are
He says,
are
well,
exploring.
ever since the happenings at Issyk and the rebuilding efforts, we have been sending our people to various places looking for information and whispers on the actions of Malik and Gaivok. Says, I will admit we have less of a presence in the Shadowfell, but we do have some ambassadors we sent to the Feywild. They speak of strange corruptions, destroying several parts of the Feywild, almost like a leak between the Shadowfell and the Feywild. Says it's concerning, to say the least.
We've heard a thing or two about that as well. I
This
guess
is,
she would share what Shaith told us, or like
Yeah.
he nods and says, I've attempted to get more information from several of the Empire spy networks, but there is still a bit of politics there that can be tricky to navigate. Must admit, it's frustrating that even in times of possible destruction, we can't all come together. Says, but maybe you can tell me a bit about what you've been experiencing in the shadow.
So
Well,
I would tell
whatever you
him
wanna tell me.
about our more recent foray to the Shadowfell and the continued activity of the cult, and most particularly expressing my concerns about this ritual that they keep attempting to make crystals that endangers, whole cities at once.
Are you telling him about Xerxes, the Tower, the Zation, Nightweather?
Not
Any of that?
yet.
Okay, so
Not yet.
just
I was just starting with like the specifics about the shadow cult and this ritual that's so concerning. I you know, I want to trust him and ally with him, but I'm not going to make the decision for the group to give all our secrets.
all right. So he listens, nodding with some concern. Says, quite the story. So, I guess how can the Phoenix Guild and possibly some of the noble households help in your quest? I'm not guaranteeing we can, but if we could, what would you need from us?
Well, we have done some research in a few places ourselves, and we have some leads. So possibly, collaborating with some of your wiser arcanists could further those leads, or give us answers or options. Uh, Additionally, I kind of would look around to the group and see if there's, kind of anyone that does want to
All right, is anyone else saying
Going
anything?
in.
I was just curious about trying to track down a maniac of a warforged running around.
He says, well, I know of a couple of Warforged in the city. Must admit, I did not know of you before this. Who is this Warforged, and what makes him a maniac?
Bigger, has two big mouths, and stole something related to us trying to prevent the cultists.
Give
Hadrian
me...
Collider.
Okay, so you describe him. He says, no, I can't say I'm familiar, but I can certainly keep an eye out for any strange happenings. I mean, there was some sort of attack on a dwarven shrine last night. Must admit, that was a bit strange. When would this Hadron have arrived? Or Hadrian?
I'm not sure in the city, but I think, when did we return from the shaft? Felt like probably a day or so before.
Like 14 days ago, a couple weeks.
Yeah, because you traveled, so there was, I think it was like a week or so of travel. So he nods and says, well, as I said, I could certainly keep an eye out for him. You know, the Artisans Guild might be able to help you better with such a thing. They have much more knowledge of Warforged and the creation of magical arms and artifacts.
Interesting. Might check that out. Thank you.
Perhaps this Warforged went there to be fixed up or something. I don't know. He says, but so yes, I guess what exactly do you need the guild's help with?
Glenn.
What was it that what was it that well we have the Glenn's thing, but then
Yeah,
what was the
well, I mean, I didn't know if we wanted to lead with
What?
we're about to fuck up the Black Waters. um so no, I would say, Malin, would you can we share the research and your idea about
Yeah, sure, absolutely, definitely.
about trying to absorb a Shadow Lord's energy into a crystal similar to those they are creating?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I mean,
so like if we have like I assume we would have brought the like papers and stuff. She would have brought
So
the
you
stuff
share
with
your
us.
theory. He says,
Yeah.
I don't know too much about the creation of these crystals. I must admit, I only have heard of them in passing, not something I studied. But one of our evoker specialists might have more luck with this type of theory. He says it sounds like from what I know, these crystals require specific life force energies from humanoids. Though there have been times when other beings have worked for the formula.
I would share what the Splitlanders know from the frost giant,
yeah, I
everlasting
mean,
one.
those
Oh, their
they used
experiments.
they used like what necrotics, probably whatever, undead, whatever, frost giants for this, and specifically,
It was supposedly it made stronger crystals than general humans.
plus a Tarrascus is far from a human, so
Oh yeah, I guess yeah, we would tell about the Trask as well as part of when
So
we
he
were
says,
talking
really?
about the cultist activities.
Giants and abominations or monstrosities. What is a Tarrasque? I think it's a monstrosity. This is fascinating. I wouldn't think that were possible.
But I think that this shows some of the creativity and lengths that they're willing to go. I mean, they're sure to continue thinking of more things that are going to endanger many.
Says it's an interesting idea, though. He says I will. I can say that a few months ago, I was in touch with one of the Blackwaters people who I had an interesting conversation with. Apparently, they somehow came upon a magical ritual that could be used to trap one of the Shadow Lords, much like the dwarves of the 12th cycle did, the Rune
Well, it's
Masters.
interesting that you said that because around the time I joined this group, they had finally, after months of seeking, come upon something very similar. And I guess I imagine if we brought all our papers, I've got that with me too, and I would share the 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 elements of the ritual that we learned from the Tower Library.
Sure, if you have that information on you, I'll say you take it out and he looks at it and he says, yes, yes, this is actually the exact same thing the Blackwaters gave us. They asked us to do some research on it in case it was needed in future meetings with the Shadow Lords. I've had some of my best people working on uh, perfecting the ritual, perhaps
I
even
wasn't
improving it.
actually I wasn't actually aware that the Blackwaters were aware of the Shadow Lords, so that's interesting. Well, Galen would have been, but as we've shared with you, he
Well,
had a rather close encounter.
one of the he says one of the strengths of the Blackwater family is their spy network. They have some very talented people in many places around the world. So it wouldn't surprise me if they had people in places where such whispers could be found. Whispers of these rituals.
Well, in that case, I would ask that, perhaps you are already doing this, but I think it would be very valuable to have some of the best minds of arcane knowledge looking into ways to have uses of this ritual ready, and perhaps also need to know basis, perhaps. But if the Empire could perhaps have some means of perhaps using this ritual if there is the opportunity when a Shadow Lord surfaces again,
He says, we are working diligently on that. Now, as for this theory of trapping one in one of the crystals, well, that is mostly theory at this point. I could certainly try to look into that, but it would probably take quite a while to research something with so little information on it.
Well, we would be most grateful for whatever minds you can put to it, particularly minds that you feel are of alignment and alliance that would likely oppose the Shadow Lords and not perhaps be of questionable loyalty.
He nods. He says,
And not to, I mean, you have a big organization. I just not to impugn any of your people, but
of course. Do you have any information on this already? Perhaps you've done some research.
The research I've shared here is what we located when we at the the group had just found it, and this is what they had been seeking for some time, from the time I think that they left Tyvanis after first meeting you until how long has Estrella been with the group? I don't know. In game weeks, months, I don't know.
He just nods and says, "Well, we'll do what we
I give
can
some rough
to
timeline. Yeah.
to work on this."
Okay.
He says, "We continue to seek out the Shadow Lords and are trying to figure out what their plans are. It seems they've gone quiet since the Isik incident, though you say that they were spotted in the mountainous areas doing experiments on the giants, and they have cultists all over the Shadowfell. I'm curious to see what the Feywild has to do with all this. Makes me worry."
This group, some of which I can claim no credit for myself, but this group has interrupted 2 rituals in the Shadowfell. Who knows what other ones we do not know of? And then, of course, the scheme in the mountains with the frost giants and trolls. It's very likely there are other schemes and machinations in that they have that they are enacting or have acted that we don't know of, you know?
Well, my organization is spread a bit thin with the colonization of Renalia and some of the whispers of new night weather runes in the north near Farox. But I'll do what I can to maybe look into this a bit as well.
We are most grateful for your partnership, and
He says, I can't promise anything, but for now, you have us as allies should you need anything while you're in the city. Says, we shall continue to work with the Splitlanders Guild as well as Uslag and her companions.
And I don't know how long we'll be in the city. What is the best way that we could perhaps continue to share notes, so to speak?
He says, anything you find, you can feel free to bring here, and I can look it over.
Okay. All right. I just kind of look around. I'm not going to volunteer information that's, you know.
Well,
more
stay,
specific
have some lunch
to-
with me before you go. I was about to eat. He kind of waves his hand as a bunch of plates and foods float over to his very fancy table overlooking the city.
Does Uslag look uncomfortable or
What, with the magic food or
with,
what?
like all the
She was
opulence?
uncomfortable about a lot of things, right?
The opulence, I guess, is what I meant. But
Oh, yeah.
but I'd be down. A very kind invitation.
All right, so you have lunch with him. Is anyone else saying anything during this interaction? All right, so the time would pass. Or what? Did you say something, Eli?
No, I was just saying no. I
Oh,
wouldn't say
okay.
anything.
So yeah, you have a small lunch with him. Time passes, and you end up back down in the city around 1 o'clock. So Diddy is on her way to infiltrate. I'll say she stops one last time to say goodbye to Malin before she goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the side. Like, so how was it? Talking with him.
She says, "Oh, Glenn's friend, or who are you talking about?"
Yeah, Glenn's friend. Yeah.
Oh, he seemed fine. I didn't
Sure.
speak with him much. He just gave me some basic information, and I got all my things ready. So I'm heading out in a few hours. I just thought I'd stop by, and I might be in there for a bit, so we wouldn't be able to see each other.
Are you sure about this?
She says, aren't you all the ones who asked me to do this? I mean, I'm sure I can do it pretty easily. This kind of spy stuff is my bread and butter. Though like I said, I don't have too many contacts in Tyvanis, but I mean, I have my abilities and my skills. I should be fine. I mean, this isn't the first time I played a maid. She says, why so worried?
Yeah.
I've been in danger a million times. Why is this time worrying you so much?
I don't... Because I care more, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. Before most of my life, yeah, I've, just ran around killing, hacking, smashing. But, it feels a little different, and, I don't know, the conversation we had about, going...
She says, speak for yourself. I do very little killing, actually. You guys are the ones who kill everything.
Yes, I recognize that.
She gives you a wink.
Just
She says, I'll be fine. Jeez.
Be careful,
You're
okay?
gonna make me second guess myself. She pats you on the shoulder.
I believe in you. Oh, I'm not. No, I'm gonna go in for the full romantic kiss. This is not patting on the shoulder moment.
All right.
I'm going for the full kiss.
So she smiles and returns the kiss, and she says, "Here, this will help you remember. Remember me while I'm gone." And she'll give you a locket. She says, "It'll open up. I have a little picture, a little drawing of me inside."
I put it on like close to my chest.
She says, I was gonna just leave it in your stuff, but I did like the kiss, so there you go. Gives you a wink. She says, all right, actually, is everyone here, or would this be like a private thing you do?
I assume they
This is
stepped
absolutely
aside.
private. This is
All
Yeah,
right, this
yeah.
is kind of off to the side. That would make sense. So she gives you one last romantic kiss and says, just keep the locket close and remember me. We'll see me again soon. And with that, she makes her way down the street, disappearing around the corner, giving you, for some reason, a bad feeling.
Oh.
As if this moment means something. Alright, so what are you going to do?
I just.
I guess that would be the end of the scene, unless you're going to do something else.
It's the end of the scene.
Alright, so, yeah, what is the group up to? I don't know
Well,
what your next event is. Are we just, like, kind of passing time, or...?
Well, I have some errands I think I'd like to run. I don't know if the rest of you have things to be doing.
There's a bunch
Or-
of different factions in the city. I don't know if you were going to try to get in touch with any of them to help you with this Blackwater thing, or if you're just kind of waiting on Diddy to get information, or... I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can play this. But, I mean, just kind of waiting is one of them.
What is the equivalent of the police here?
It's mostly just the town guard. Oh, there is an elite faction. What were they called? There's the town guard. And then there is the... Uslag would know them because she had to fight them for a bit. The Talon Elite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's the
Eli.
Talon Elite who are kind of the they're like the guard, but they're much more well trained.
Would like the Frost network that Eli's associated with be like respected or known in this city?
They might have some people here. Was Eli a spy?
Oh, I thought he was. Well,
he
was
w-
part of that
well,
spy
he
network,
worked
right?
with them. He was working
Okay.
with them when you met him, but he wasn't part of the Deep Frost. In fact, I think he got
Oh.
kind of pissed at him because they hung him out to dry a little in that encounter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They like said it was. Yeah. Okay.
Like they
Right.
basically like they told him one thing, but then like they kind of did another thing, and that made him look
Mhm.
bad to the group in the beginning.
So I would, at any opportunity to like kind of, without being overheard, like Uslag and Eli, I'm fine with them hearing, but I would kind of just ask Eli, like, hey, would you want to come with me today and maybe see if we can't read a witness statement or get any clues about that attack last night, just to alleviate our concerns?
I guess the thing is I don't have concerns. I believe.
You're convinced
Yes.
that our suspicions are genuine, are
I do.
valid. Well, if you wouldn't mind helping me, I know that we might not be the best members of our group to do this sort of thing, but I would like to see if we couldn't talk to the guard and maybe get someone to either tell us who the witnesses were or let us read their statements and just see if there's any clues that confirm for us, or I don't know. I just feel like I'd like to be wrong, and I want proof.
I will assist you in it, but we're starters involved. Obvious that it's evil.
She looks pretty troubled, yeah, but because she does.
Yeah.
I think she believes the same thing, yeah.
He doesn't want to believe it, but
Yeah.
so yeah. But it might be worth asking if Uslag maybe comes with us. He
Oh,
carries
absolutely.
He carries a little bit more clout in the city than we do.
Yes, as an original Splitlander.
All right, so this is after lunch.
Like,
You
yeah,
all are.
if she's not there, she might have pulled Glenn aside at some point if they're talking all by themselves.
Okay.
He's there. There.
All right, so you're pulling Glenn aside. What
Yeah.
are you saying to him?
Checking in. Been quiet.
Glenn.
I don't know if he's actually here. Out of character.
He went to bed.
God damn it! I want to talk to Glenn after
You
all.
might
So
Glenn's a popular person to be going to bed at this time. All right, well, he might be away, so why don't we give him some
Okay.
time?
Well, she would have had checked in with him.
Check in with him, sure.
So I mean that might determine whether I go with him or not, but I guess she probably would. But she might catch up later. Perhaps.
All right, so Eli and Astra are looking for witnesses to the destroyed shrine.
I think the intention was for us to maybe go to the guard a bit and see if they'll
Oh,
tell
the
us.
guard. Yeah, sure.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know what. Freya, I don't know what your intention was. How to do it.
Okay, sorry, I had to step away for a moment. I thought Uslog and Glenn were going to have a chat.
Glenn's
What were you asking
missing.
me? Oh.
Glenn's taking a nap. So how do you want to go about doing this?
Let's go to the city watch, the guard, whomever, would basically have investigated the crime. And whatever. Can we make a public records request for a copy of the police report? Okay,
You
so-
can go ask them.
Okay, yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously, we're not the best party members to be trying to talk our way into someplace, but yeah, I'd like to go to the guard watch, like whatever the administrative building is for them.
All right.
And
I'll say, working together on this, I'll take a persuasion or an investigation from each of you.
Okay.
Your choice.
Or
Yeah, you can roll one or the other. Okay. So you speak with some guards. I'll say maybe like Eli is kind of keeping an eye out for anything that catches his note, and you find out a couple of things. The guards say someone very large was responsible for this, but it was dark out, so not much was seen of the actual person. It looked like some large armored individual was seen fleeing from the attack.
and those poor witnesses, they must be traumatized.
Says, yeah, well, I mean, it was dark, so they mostly just saw the building crumble, and like I said, some armored figure rushed from the scene.
I see.
We
Were
have.
they,
Go
go
ahead. We have the Phoenix or the Crimson Blade looking into this as well, as it's believed magic was involved.
Oh, how terrible. And the witnesses, were they members of the clergy or just neighbors or passersby?
It's just people walking through the streets at night. Luckily, none of them were hurt or assailed.
I see. I wouldn't mind just taking them some cookies or something. It's just, it must be so traumatic for them. Would you mind telling me their names?
Give
Or-
me
or maybe
another persuasion or deception. Because I know what you're doing.
I mean, it's not exactly subtle.
And say, well, we tend to not really give out names of people who've seen things. My apologies.
Understood.
He says, who did you say you were again?
I think that I will give the name that was given at the gate. And I would,
Glenda?
Yeah, and I would do some old lady rambling about like how much I appreciate their service and makes us feel much safer, having strapping young men like you, and I don't know, just dumb old lady rambling to kind of distract a little bit.
Give me another persuasion or deception.
Haha.
He says, how did you hear about this anyway? Someone
Oh,
you
it's
know
all
involved?
over. Everyone in the streets and, at breakfast this morning at the inn where I'm staying, just, lots of people have been talking about it.
It's really? Huh, I didn't think it was that, well known.
I mean, a a holy place destroyed and fiery destruction and murders. What's the world coming to?
As well. I mean, don't worry. This sort of thing, it's not common, and it's something that usually is taken care of in quietly by the Crimson Blade. So if there are perpetrators to be found, our wizard slayers will take care of it.
Are there not like newspapers or like?
There's no printing press, no.
Okay. I didn't realize that when the people were whispering about
Extra.
it at breakfast that it was not like common knowledge.
Lots of talking, but yeah, no newspapers.
Okay, so
we'll
nobody
say
has
maybe
this-
like flyers. Maybe there's some flyers around about it.
Mhm.
Like people, maybe people handed out some
Conspiracy
flyers
theorists.
on the exactly like some conspiracy theories.
All right, so she'd be
Warren's
like, "Oh,
attacked.
it's good of you to try to assuage an old lady's fears. I do appreciate your service." And I'd give him like, I don't know, what does City Watch make? Like, what would be like a generous but not ridiculously like suspicious tip?
A couple of gold pieces.
Okay, yeah, I'll give him a couple gold pieces.
He says, "Oh, I can't take this. This could be considered some kind of bribe, but I appreciate
Well,
that,
I'm not
old
asking
lady."
you for anything. I'm about to leave.
Okay, I guess. He just
Just buy
pockets it.
you buy your lady some flowers or a nice dinner or something.
Well, I sure do appreciate that.
All right. I don't want to push it too much because I don't have Glenn's silver tongue, but we did at least get one. We did at least get one detail that
A
definitely
large armored figure.
supports. Yeah. Mm.
As we leave, Eli will just go, "Thank you for appeasing her. At a certain age, they just tend to dwell on certain things and won't stop talking until they just hear something out. Got to be a part of age." And just like walk away like, "Thank you for appeasing the crazy old lady."
It's like, oh, yeah, is she your mom or something? He says, "Oh wait, you're sorry, you're Elvin. I just saw the ears."
Like,
Um,
look at him
My
like,
auntie Glenda.
Auntie Glenda. He says, yeah, no worries. A bunch of people are shook up. This actually isn't the first conversation I've had about this today. But, we'll do our best to keep the peace and catch whoever did this. Luckily, there weren't too many people hurt. Alright, so what are you two going to do?
So yeah, she kind of drops the act after we get a little ways away, and she's probably pretty clearly troubled. I didn't want to believe it.
I hate to say I told you so, but
Yeah, I think I don't know. Do you have any errands you need to make while we're out and about, or shall we head back to the guild hall?
I'm fine to return to the guild hall.
So yeah, let's go back to Splitlander Hall.
Alright, so you head back there. It's getting a little bit later in the day.
Glad to be back.
Uslog or Malin or Glenn, you guys doing anything during the day? Or
I
just-
gotta talk to him first, and then I gotta talk to him first. Or the second, not first.
First and first.
Oh, Glenn?
Yeah.
I think Glenn is, he went to take a nap. I don't know if we're going to get to talk to him.
God damn it.
Ah, Glenn. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's away for now, at least. So is there anything that you want to do that doesn't involve Glenn?
Not really.
Alright, so
I-
Surtur would have given you the ability to change your damage type on your gloves to fire.
That's it.
For now, you can forge something that basically you can change to fire and also would do some extra fire damage.
Like, at will for
Okay,
every
now we're
at
talking.
will for every attack, or
I mean, I'm not. I kind of want to like more so like I get it. I want to like keep like a favor in reserve, more deal, not like I want to go beef myself out from this.
Yeah, you would have to craft these onto your gloves. What are those things you can do? Like make magical items?
Infusion.
I already
Infusions.
replicate.
Yeah, so
My
if you want to
infusions
use
are-
one of your infusions, you could just do it that way, and it'll let you both change the damage type to fire and let you do an extra 1d6 fire per punch.
Oh wait a minute, let's. But I would lose the 1d8 for lightning.
Well, it'd be
No, I'd rather
1d8 fire instead of lightning.
I'll
Or
go
you can do
1d6.
1d8 lightning and 1d6 fire. So it's just extra fire damage on your attacks.
Oh, we'll figure it out. Okay.
But that would
I'm not
be an
gonna make this decision
infusion.
now.
Or you can permanently craft it onto your gloves.
Well, I mean, to be honest, Mal would more so want to keep it as a favor. He doesn't want to like get beefed out right this second.
Well, that one's for free. That's just because he is a crafting god, so he just gives you a really cool... Because he wants you to look more like an avatar of Surtur should when you fight. There needs to be more flames.
I think. Let me check my infusions. Let's see. 1, 2. I have the. Honestly, I don't use the mind sharpener at all. So yeah, I would replace the mind sharpener infusion with
Alright.
that.
So yeah, you can either change the damage type from lightning to fire, but you also just get an extra 1d6 fire per punch. Per hit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll do that.
Alright. Yeah, Uslog, anything?
Don't think so.
So Surtur would ask you, were you serious when you said you were not going to do anything else in the city for destructive purposes? Or is that just to assuage your friend's fears?
Well, it's more so. I really don't want to, simply because I don't want to jeopardize this mission. It was an incredibly double-edged gamble that I took, especially doing something that put me so out in the open. And now that not only is the fate of like his mission, but someone I deeply care about is in the balance, I have my hesitancy.
He says, well, my first request was, I will admit, a bit of a test. I wanted to see if you would do my bidding, even though it went a bit against your friend's interests. He says, if my further requests will be a little bit more subtle, but there are targets we can act against to improve my influence within this city and destroy my enemies in the process. But I promise if I do ask you to do more things, it will not be as obvious.
Okay.
He says, good. Alright, so time is passing. That day would pass if you want to put progress towards another project.
I guess I'd resume with Eli going, unless Eli and Astray want to confront me. But I'm just gonna be like, oh, nothing happened.
Yeah, are you gonna confront him that night?
I was gonna talk to Uslog when we got back to the.
Okay.
Guildhall.
So we'll say when you guys get back, you go speak with Uslog. Go ahead.
Well, so we didn't get to actually interview the witnesses or read, their statements or anything, but it does seem that the witnesses observed a unusually large armored figure fleeing the scene, and there's suspicion that magic was involved, so the Crimson Dagger is investigating. I do fear that all the pieces point in a direction that we, hoped they did not.
Yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. I was hoping it was going to be that Hadrian guy. Any chance it
guess-
still could be?
Is
She says,
Hadrian
not quite believing it.
Is Hadrian armored?
Yeah, yes. This is
They're
Adam
both
Smasher, so
warforged.
both
So that
incredibly
is
large.
I mean, it is still a possibility. It's just the timing is
It's just, yeah.
so suspicious.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about this.
Do you
Like,
think,
killing innocent people is just, that's
I
the
think
line
it's
that...
interesting that Glenn hasn't said anything about this, and he looked rather
Right.
moody when he arrived at breakfast, or when he returned.
Oh.
He came to breakfast and then left and then returned yesterday, and I just...
Seemed okay to me then, but he has been quiet. I tried to find him just now, but I can't seem to find him.
Well, perhaps, I don't know. I wonder if any of our contacts that in the city would have any clout or favors or contacts with the Crimson Dagger, where we might get more information on those, on their investigation or on the witnesses, to try and discover, whether it might be this Hadrian or what they might come up with,
I think eventually we just need to talk to Malin
perhaps.
about it, but I don't know. I just know he's probably, if he was involved, he's not going to tell us. So, or he'll say he's doing it for us.
Yes, I'm a little bit tired of him doing things that nobody wants done for them, for them. His serving Malin for us when none of us want him to do it, and some other stuff that's it's a pretty frustrating.
I just know
mindset.
he doesn't know any other way to go about it, but it's just not what we want.
Yeah.
I mean, we're none of us are. I mean, maybe you, but none of us are, good, or we've all made mistakes. We've done bad things. But
may I point out that
there are lines that I will not cross, and the ones that he crossed were not.
Around stabbing people or moonbeaming them until I met you all.
But again, we don't know for sure if it was him. So I think it's important to give him the chance to explain himself. So
yeah,
I don't.
I know that I've only, attacked people like that were attacking us, or that were trying to, murder cities or whatnot since I've been with you. I would like to think I'm good.
That's why, yeah. That's why I said with the exception of you and maybe Eli, although he seems to have gotten himself into some messes along the way as well. I'm not feeling good about any of this right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I wish I had more confidence one way or the other. It's uneasy with me, but you're right. We don't know for certain.
Yeah.
All right, now I don't suppose we got Glenn back, did we? Doesn't sound like it. Well, we're about at 8:30. Do you guys want to work on something else for the last few minutes, or do we want to call it here and pick it up next week?
So this was So this is the second day we've passed on our downtime projects.
Yeah. So you would have woke up at 8 a.m. on the 3rd of summer, and you would have got another day for your downtime stuff. The investigation didn't have to be that. That was only a couple hours.
Yeah.
Think I have any downtime things that Uslag would really
Just
want.
go back to the fighting
or-
pits.
No,
Oh my
Never.
god, Uslog's back. Uslog.
No.
Uslog.
no.
She still has her
That'd be-
belt
She's
somewhere
got
in the
nightmares
closet.
about
you
that.
You also went to the fighting pits? Oh, that's
Yeah, she hasn't actually. She hasn't been back to the fighting pits since Malin has been in the party, because of something that happened here before she met everyone else.
She was champion.
Yeah, but
She's not proud of that.
She has the belt
The
somewhere
complication.
in her backpack.
I had the belt of what the Roman
Yeah.
calls.
Oh,
We
it's
have
gonna
have a
be
unified fight.
hell in the cell. You guys gotta face off.
I mean, she did mention along the way to Tyvanis that she was the champion because people might recognize her for that. But she did not seem proud of it at all. So
We
yeah,
have to
and
have a
and
unified fight.
she's always refused to go to the fighting pits. So
We have
You're
to
the,
unify the
uh,
belts. Uslag, we have to.
The
you
Roic
know,
Hall
imagine.
Ravager
Well,
versus
I don't
the,
think I
the
don't think she's
Tyvanis
feeling
Terror.
Pay-per-view
Fighting
numbers, just
tonight,
imagine.
pay-per-view. One night only, hell in the cell. Champion versus Okay, I'll stop.
You have the new goth bad guy
Oh yeah, you like
kind
the
of looks to you now.
you did like you
'Cause
could
you're
do
all-
like an Undertaker like heel turn or
Yeah.
something.
You've got the Raven Queen angles and like think about the theatrics and the.
I'm hoping none of
You're
this
gonna
is in
go
character because she would be getting very upset right now.
Uslag, did Uslag tell us like what it was that happened, or just that there was an incident? Because obviously I remember out of character, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't say there was an incident. She just didn't seem so. I mean, if
Or
she
something
didn't.
that happened, yeah.
Yeah, and she's never gone to the fighting pits. Like she's had, there were opportunities in Rogue Halls to go. There were opportunities in the Shadowfell recently for her to go.
She's retired her
And Malin
championship.
went, yeah. So, but she doesn't talk about it, so it's not. So
That's fair.
yeah, so no, she's not going to be going to the fighting pits for downtime. So yeah, she's just gonna.
I made make like a comment saying like the day that no, I mean I jest, but I do not wish to for the day that we are forced to fight each other, kind of like as a joke, but you take it how you will.
Yeah, I mean that hits her pretty hard actually.
Yeah,
She winces because she's had that thought many times. And
I did not even pick up on just how deep that was gonna hit. I just keep on going.
yeah, she just like stops where she's standing and just
Alright, so yeah, Uslag is just kind of maybe training right now or something, praying.
Yeah,
Keeping in touch with the Raven Queen spiritually.
Yeah, I mean if she would at some point go to find Glenn, but I know that's gonna have to be later. But
Alright, yeah, unfortunately I think Glenn is taken off for the evening. But that's about time.
yeah, it's okay. I just
So let's do MVP votes. Unfortunately, the Uslag Undertaker crossover will have to wait. The Renalia Ravager. Or no, that's a different thing. The Tyvanis Terror.
You said the Roic Ravager.
Roic
the first one,
Ravager.
yeah.
Malin. If we ever do like a wrestling arc. The group takes on wrestling personas. That's what's known as fan service in the anime circle. Alright, so Estrella with 2 votes, you are the MVP. Congrats. Lots of personalized story stuff tonight.
I knew that Estrella wanted to especially after she learned that Chomsky and Arapel had already consulted with the Phoenix Guild on Shadow Lords. I didn't have qualms about talking to them about our newer encounters with them, but I did try to hold back spilling all our secrets because I thought that the rest of the party might have opinions or want to lead the conversation in certain ways. But honestly, Estrella would be down to tell him about the towers and Xerxes and stuff too,
Yeah. Well, I'm taking some notes.
I confess that I, as a player, do not like PvP for the most part. It's
I'm
almost
not gonna do PvP ever. I mean,
it's very, very rarely been I think constructive. It can be done well, but it's very hard, and I.
well, look, out of character. I mean, that's not gonna.
I don't know how to be true to Estrella's alignment and beliefs if she gets confirmation that this was you, and her still work with you, unless I modify her.
Well, I mean, I will say, well, yes, I mean, we are getting close to me leaving the group, and well, not me, sorry, I'm here. Malon's leaving
yeah.
the group. Yeah, Malon's leaving the group, and I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, at that point, yeah, he's I mean, how we want to treat him as an NPC, but
I see.
Yeah, no,
I know
I'm
you
not.
talked about changing characters. I didn't know you had a specific plan,
Yeah, it's
for-
all
yeah,
I've read all the spoilers, so that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
happening. Yeah.
Oh, I see. In the ideas
Yeah.
panels. Yeah, I
that
have
way.
I've skimmed some of them, but I generally, I kind of like it coming out in the story instead of us knowing what you and Lou are
I know,
planning
yeah.
for your character. That's why I did the spoiler on mine. You guys are welcome to read it, but I just was like, I'm gonna do it this way. And hers isn't even all that interesting. It was just kind of ideas Lou and I tossed around when I was first building her on where her warlock levels come from and why her attacks do bludgeoning damage. Yeah.
Do probably at some point, me and Lou, I guess I want to talk about that transition, how we pull it off, technically wise. Because like I said, yeah, I don't want to obviously have mount swing and do PvP. That's not that's not absolutely not my intent. And yeah, I guess go on I guess some technical details for I guess how I viewed it, and if we can make it happen. And of course, make this very cinematic and super, very touching story-wise.
I feel bad for Diddy because I don't feel like she'd approve if she'd know.
Well, Diddy unfortunately is just got the group just sent her off on something Mal did not approve. So, I don't know. So if something were to happen, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be Malin is gonna. Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be like, I hate the Splitlanders, so I'm going to destroy them forever. That's not. No, that's not the point. But like I said, I think it adds a very interesting wrinkle. I mean, a dead ass. I DM'd Glenn last session in the middle of it. I was like, I need you to suggest this for me.
And if Malin breaks her heart, Eli's arms are there for her.
Woo!
Bro,
Chad, big Chad.
And he
have to lock it.
rejected Leroux and then gets with Diddy. He's the
Honestly,
Chad
I
of the group.
I need more more Chad memes. You just go in and you have a second chin.
Is Eli a secret Chad? We don't know. But we're suspicious now. He's been hanging out with Diddy a lot lately. What's going on?
And as far as Estrella's response to Malin, Eli's gonna be suspicious and not like it, but he's gonna be suspicious of the Avatar portion of it.
Mm-hmm.